the matter of McCahill versus Harrison. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Would you take the child out, Bert?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Young man.
Okay.
This way.
Ms. McCahill, your suit against the defendant has to do with charges that you claim were false that she made against you. You had a trial with regard to those charges. You were found not guilty.
Yes.
And you believe she should pay for all of your legal expenses that you had to defend yourself. I gather that the relationship that you had with the defendant was that she had been your babysitter for a relatively short period of time. Then you and your husband divorced, and your husband was awarded custody of your child. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And your former husband hired the defendant to watch your child.
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, according to you, your child told you that during a visitation, probably, that the defendant had hit him.
Yes, ma'am.
And you went to the defendant's house to confront her about that.
Yes, ma'am.
There was some sort of an incident. You say that there was really a non-incident. Shortly thereafter, you were contacted by the police and told that she had filed charges against you, and that precipitated the trial for trespass and damage to property.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant is counterclaiming for some of the damage that she says that you did to the property. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. When did you and your husband divorce?
In April of 2000.
And when was he awarded custody?
At that time.
And when did your child allegedly report to you that the defendant had hit him?
On October 17th of 2001.
And what did your child tell you?
He arrived at my house for my birthday, and when he walked in the door, he said, "Mom, Jennifer hit me again."
How old is he?
He is 8 years old.
Okay.
At the time, he was 7.
Okay.
And those were the first words that came out of his mouth when he walked in my door.
Jennifer hit me again.
Yes.
Did you ask him any questions about it?
Yes, I said, "Where did she hit you?" And he replied, "In my head." And I said, "Well, what for?" And he said, "Because I would not pick up poop with my hand."
Now, when did you discuss this with the child's father?
I had discussed it with David, and he said that it did not
On the
happen.
17th?
No, the next day.
On the 18th of October?
Right.
Okay.
And I told him that Brendan had told me that Jennifer had hit him.
And he said it didn't happen?
Yes.
When did you go over to her house?
I went over to her house on the 18th.
And who did you go over with?
I went over with my friend. I was upset because, you know, she had hit Brendan. So I went over there to discuss it. I walked up her driveway. She met me in her carport. And I said to her, "Jennifer, Brendan told me that you had hit him." And she started saying that I was crazy and that the reason Brendan acted the way he did was because of me. And after that, her and had words.
Why would you get involved in this at all?
Because when she started saying that I was crazy, stepped forward and started defending me.
And then what happened?
I was ready to go. And when we were going out to my truck, as soon as we got to my truck, I looked up and she was saying, "Come, if you want a piece of me, come," you know, she was doing this. She was, "Come on, get a piece of me." That's what she was yelling at me. And we got in my truck and we left. And we went straight to the Brighton police station where I tried to press charges against her for hitting Brendan, but was unable to because Brendan was not in my physical custody at the time.
When were you notified by the police that you were the subject of an arrest warrant?
A month later, day before Thanksgiving, I was on the phone with my mother, and my ex-husband got a hold of my mother and told her that I had a warrant for my arrest. And how he knew, I don't know. And so I called my lawyer immediately after that and told my lawyer that I had a warrant for my arrest.
Okay. Now, you subsequently went to trial, is that right?
Yes, I did.
The defendant testified at the trial?
Yes, she did.
And did you testify?
Yes.
And was there a jury trial?
Yes, there was.
And the jury came back with a not guilty verdict?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, Ms. Harrison, I would like you to tell me your version of the events, please.
Okay. On October 18th, Katie did come to my home. The incident that she is referring to, that Brendan was referring to, actually happened in June of that year, where he had stepped in dog poop out in the yard and walked into the house, and the kids are supposed to take their shoes off. And he didn't take his shoes off, and he had got dog poop on the carpet. And instead of telling the kids that they did something stupid or I don't say that. We go, duh, what'd you do that for? And then he usually goes, yeah, duh, yeah, I did that. And that was the incident. She comes to my place in October, which is 5-6 months later, and accuses me of hitting her son and started cussing and swearing at me, telling me who did I think I was by hitting her son, and that they were going to kick my if I ever touched her son again. I said, do you want to hear the story or not? I said, I'll tell you what happened. No, I believe my son. You hit my son, and this other girl was MFing me just as much as she was, just screaming at me. And she has a background and a stability of many mental health problems. She's been in many mental health facilities, and I know what she's capable of. That's why I stood in my doorway and never even went out into the carport with them. I just had the door open trying to tell them to leave. And they would not leave. They kept calling me every name in the book, told me if I went out at nighttime, don't go out at nighttime because I would never come back home, that they were going to kill me if I ever touched her son again. I told her she was crazy. I told her to leave my property many times. At that point in time, the other girl starts with they said they were going to kick my ass. And I said, you and what army? The two of us will take you down right now. And I said, both of you just leave. That's when she kicked cabinets that were there that my husband had brought home from work. And she picked up one of my lawn chairs and threw it at me. And I shut the door because I told her I was going to call the police. Well, that's when I started walking up into my kitchen, and I heard a big bang. And I saw my neighbor girl a minute later walking across my yard. And I had gone outside. And she said, what was that? What's going on? And she
Is this your neighbor?
Yes. And she had seen Katie and the other girl go into their car. She had heard the noises. And between the time that they went to the police station, they went by my house 4 different times, screaming,
Well, what
F
kind
you.
of damage did she do in your
There was
house?
a great big dent. It looks like they punched the car. There was a great big dent on the side of my right passenger door.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She stood up in court and told the judge, I want a paternity test taken on my oldest son because he's not even the father.
And was that done?
Yes, and unbeknownst to the father, he was not the child's father. And the courts gave her custody of him.
And later today,
All right, this is going to be very fast. The defendant, who was a former boyfriend, smashed your cell phone. Good. Give me a bill. On the flip side, your counterclaim is, just let me get there, sir. I mean, I have other things to do today.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathy McCahill says when former babysitter Jennifer Harrison slapped her son, she attempted to confront her. Kathy says upon leaving, Jennifer told police she vandalized her car.
Oh. Tell me your name, please.
Daniela Snyder.
Ms. Snyder, did you witness any of these events?
I witnessed the loud noise.
Tell me what you heard.
There's a house in between us, and I just heard this big boom. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I just went out my door, and it sounded like it came from Jennifer's house. So I instantly started walking over there, and as I was walking over there, Katie was hurrying up and getting in a truck that was waiting there, which there was a driver. And they hurried up and sped off and took off. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I went over there, and I said, Jennifer, what's wrong? And she was shaking and upset, and she had the phone in her hand. And her furniture, lawn furniture, was all tousled around. And then she started telling me what was going on.
Okay. Ms. McCahill, did you touch any of the defendant's lawn furniture?
No, I didn't touch anything.
Just a second. Did touch any of her furniture?
I did. I didn't.
Did she throw it around?
She threw a chair between me and her. That was it.
All right. Ms. McCahill, I'm going to give you a couple of short lessons.
Okay.
You brought there for the purposes of being your support. So you are responsible for her actions.
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm glad you agree with that. So if she caused any damage and it wasn't you, it's just as if you caused the damage, because you brought her there. You brought her there to do exactly what she did, which was to make trouble. And I don't believe that you just walked into the defendant's house and said to her, why did you hit my son? I don't believe you said it that way.
Okay.
I believe that there was a lot of vile language, and I believe that there was a lot of screaming and yelling, and you had no right being there. There were children there, and there are ways to deal with this kind of a problem without this kind of confrontation. You deal with it. If you can't file a police report, which I don't understand, then you call Child Protective Services.
I did.
And I assume that as a result of calling Child Protective Services, there were no charges filed. Is that right?
I tried to file charges against her. They wouldn't let me because Brendan was not in my custody.
That's not what I said. Child
Right.
Protective Services doesn't care
I went
in
to
whose
Family
custody.
Services, and they investigated.
And found what? Do
I
you have the
have the
report?
evidence to that,
Can I
yes.
see it, please?
This is the police report that I did make at the Sheriff's Department after this happened. Here, also. And this is, she did call 2 months later, in December. She called DCFS complaining about me hitting and abusing her son. And DCFS did interview her and her son and found all of their statements to be uncreditable, and they dropped all of the allegations against me. And under the circumstances with her son, who has quite a lot of mental problems also, since the child's been back in her custody, he's tried to commit suicide.
When did the child go back into her custody?
Her attorneys and his attorneys, they were in court, and both attorneys advised her to just drop the child custody suit because the children were better off left with the father. They both have another son together. She stood up in court and told the judge, well, then I want a paternity test taken on my oldest son because he's not even the father.
And was that done?
Yes, it was, and unfortunately, and unbeknownst to the father, he was not the child's father. And the courts gave her custody of him,
Court had no other choice.
unfortunately for his sake.
That child was 8 at the time that he found?
7.
7. He found out that his father was not his father.
Right, and tore away from his brother. He was told that when he dropped him off for a weekend visit with her the next time that he only picked up Patrick and left Brendan there.
Do you think you caused enough trouble? Don't you think you caused enough trouble? Madam! I wouldn't come to court to cause any more trouble in any event. I'm going to handle this case very, very swiftly. The district attorney chose to prosecute this case. Clearly, the judge who heard the case had the opportunity at the end of the people's case, if they felt that there was no evidence against you, to dismiss the case on an initial motion that says there is not even sufficient evidence to go forward. The judge found that there was sufficient evidence to go forward and have you present your case. So the case ultimately went to trial. The jury did not find you innocent of the charges. I want you to clearly understand that.
I have the papers right here.
No. The jury did not find you innocent, Miss McCahill. The jury found you not guilty. There is a difference. Innocent means you didn't do it. Not guilty means not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. That is a serious difference.
Can I ask a question?
All right.
If I was to hit a dent in a van, don't you think it would have broke my hand?
I have no idea. Maybe you used your foot.
I did not.
In any event, you trespassed on her property. You threw around her lawn furniture. You touched her property because either you or your friend did it. But since you brought your friend, you're both equally as culpable. So that she had an absolute right to pursue her legal remedy. I haven't gotten to her counterclaim yet.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
This is a bill from May 25th of 2000. So this
Right,
was the
that's
bill for
when I
these
bought
two
it.
shirts.
Yeah.
You keep these bills?
Yeah, got to. Never know when this gonna happen.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathy McHale says when former babysitter Jennifer Harrison slapped her son, she attempted to confront her. Kathy says upon leaving, Jennifer told police she vandalized her car.
Okay. You want to continue with this counterclaim?
Yes, just for the damages done to my van.
I'd like to see photographs of it. So you have no case, Miss McHale?
I don't have photographs. The district attorney just asked me to get an estimate for the
Well, I
damages.
can't do anything without photographs. I have to make a judgment based upon the photograph. Physical evidence, not just an estimate.
I just
Miss
have the
Harrison.
estimate and the repair bill that they repaired it. Then
She
it- they
denies
didn't-
that she hit your car. In order for me to make any judgments as to whether or not this car was dented under what circumstances, I have to be able to look at it. That requires a photograph. So I'm not entertaining your counterclaim, which you would not have filed anyway, but for the fact that she filed this claim, which is nonsense. And I certainly hope that you and your son are getting as much therapy as you can for all the damage that you did. And I would keep a low profile if I were you, Miss McCahill. Don't file any more frivolous lawsuits. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
So I just wish she would just leave me alone.
I'm not going to have any contact with this person.
Stay away from me. She had no business ever being around me.
I have no wish to have any contact with this person.
I just feel terrible for what the boy is going through.
Brendan is doing really well. He's an honor roll student.
Really glad that the judge did take him out of the courtroom because I didn't want to have to say what I had to say in front of him.
Yeah, this is case number 284 on the calendar in the matter of Patton versus Shumway Nair. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Young man, have a seat, please.
Mr. Patton, according to your complaint, the defendant and her 16-year-old son owe you for money as a result of the son's burglarizing of your home on several occasions. Their defense is that they do not deny, the young man does not deny that he entered your home illegally, but that on the date that you say the majority of the damage was done, somebody else did it. Right?
I believe so.
Right. Tell me the first time you noticed that someone had been in your home.
I hadn't moved in yet, but I had the house furnished and was about to move in. And I came to the house one evening to bring some linens from my son's bedroom, and I noticed a police car in front of the defendant's house. And I walked into my house and noticed that there was some damage done.
Tell me about the damage.
I saw some pizza in the carpet. I saw the pizza container in the trash can. A Nestle Toll House cookie container or package was completely consumed and in the trash.
Had you brought these things into the house?
Not the pizza. The cookies I had put in the refrigerator, right.
Okay.
A bottle of Goldschlager was gone, and a half a bottle of vodka. The bed in my bedroom, the linens were all brand new, had all been pulled down and looked like somebody had slept in it. Let me see, 2 towels were missing. My jacuzzi cover was open, and the jacuzzi was running. And I hadn't been there in about a week at this time.
So you had not moved into this home yet? You were in the process of furnishing it?
Correct.
Go ahead.
And I thought, well, I better go outside. There's a police officer outside. I better go out and report this. And before I could get to the police officer, the defendant's younger sister approached me and told me that her brother had shot my windows out with a BB gun. And I hadn't seen that yet. That was on the whole side of the house that faces their house. So then I approached the police officer, and he was there to take the BB gun from the defendant at that time. That's why he was there. And on another case, I guess, I don't know. And he came over to my house, and I talked to him, and they just, talked about arresting him or pressing charges. And the defendant's mother said, if they make restitution, we won't press charges or arrest the defendant. So
the defendant's mother came to you and said that she would make
the same evening, right? The same evening.
Tell me the best that you can recall the extent of the conversation.
Well, the defendant's stepmother or stepfather wanted the son arrested. I guess there's been previous problems, but the mother didn't. She assured me that I'd get the money back for the broken windows and any other damages. What
did he say? Anything?
I've never talked to him. Never have one time.
He was not there?
No, he wasn't.
Did you get an estimate for the windows?
The estimate was $605.
$605. What other damage was there?
About a week after I moved into the house had appeared to have been broken into again. And this time, I noticed I came in the house and the computer was on. We'd have been out of town, and we came back and the computer was on. I went upstairs to my bedroom, and in my headboard of my bedroom, I keep a pistol locked. And that was broken open. And the bullets were missing, but the gun was still there. The spa cover had been torn with a knife. I checked my telephone, and I hit redial on my phone, and the phone number came up to the defendant's house. At that time, I called the police again, and they came out, and it was the same story. They tried to tell me they weren't in the house this time.
Who's they?
The defendant's mother and the stepfather.
Did you ever get the money for the windows?
Well, they had finally told me that they had the money for it, and to go ahead and have it fixed. When we came time to collect, that same day, the stepfather and the mother I guess they separated, and there was no money.
Let's have it.
Some of the accusations that Mr. Patton has are true. I admit to that. I made a bad mistake.
How many times did you enter his house illegally?
3.
Give me the dates.
I don't know the dates. I wasn't.
Well, what did you do the first time you went to his house?
The first time, my sister was playing in the backyard, and she threw a ball accidentally into the backyard. She couldn't get it, so I went over there. And the first time, I was just looking in the windows. Second time, I went over, the door, sliding glass door was cracked open. I went in.
And what did you do in the house?
The cookie dough container that was opened, I had that. I ate that.
What about the pizza?
I have, pizza was not me.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Did you ever have anyone else with you in the house?
No, I did not.
Never?
Never.
But you slept in his bed?
No, I did not.
Did you sit in his bed?
No.
What else did you do?
That day, that was it. I just left.
You went into the house a third time?
Yes.
What did you do the third time?
Third time, the towels that he mentioned were missing. I was using those, and I went in his jacuzzi.
And it was just you. What time of the day or evening was this?
It was between 3:30 and 5.
Did you drink any of his alcohol?
No.
Did you ever make a phone call from his home?
No.
How old is your sister?
The one mentioned is 7 now.
You have another sister?
Yes, she's 12.
Did she ever go in with you into the house?
No.
So you did this all on your own?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Have you ever been arrested before?
Yes.
For what?
Stealing.
Stealing what?
I can't exactly remember. I was around 12.
Stealing from where?
Walmart.
Now, why don't you tell me about shooting out his windows?
That was out of boredom. It's a mistake I made, and I'm sorry.
When the police were called to your house on the day that Mr. Patton says the police were there, they were there, he indicates, to remove the BB gun.
Yes.
So there must have been a complaint from someone about you with the BB gun.
Before Mr. Patton was there, I had already been caught, and...
Caught doing what?
I was, my stepdad found me in the jacuzzi, and I admitted that I did break the windows with the BB gun.
So it was your stepfather who called the police?
I don't know who it was.
Who called the police?
I did.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eddie Patton says next-door neighbor 16-year-old Christopher Shumway broke into his house and vandalized it. Christopher admits to using the jacuzzi and eating cookie dough, but says that's it.
Mr. Patton says he has not been reimbursed for any of the damage. Why not?
Well, he made that agreement between himself and my estranged husband. And when my husband left, he had already told me that he had given the money to Mr. Patton, which apparently was not so. And so when my husband left, so went the money.
Okay, well, it's not your husband's responsibility. This is not his child. This is your responsibility. Other than the $605 for the windows, Mr. Patton, what other damage did your property suffer?
The cleaning of the carpet for the pizza, and then the spa cover, which is going to have to be replaced. I haven't done yet.
How much was that?
$418.
$418.
And 88 cents.
And I beg to differ with these figures.
Why is that?
Because when we had the conversation in his kitchen, he said that the spa cover was no big deal. He knew somebody that could repair that. And the quote on the windows was $325.
You have something on the windows for me, sir?
I have a receipt for that, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please?
Construction company. My brother-in-law works for that company, and he did the labor for free for me. So there's no labor charge on that.
He's never presented us with a receipt.
Well, you can take a look at it. He doesn't have to repair a spa cover. He was moving into a brand new house with brand new sheets, everything nice and neat. The invasion of someone's home by somebody, by a burglar, eating, messing up the place. There isn't a question in my mind that your son did all of that. Not a question. He knows it, and I know it. He may have been with somebody else. If he chooses to keep that a secret, that's totally up to him. But it is far too coincidental to think that someone else would come and do pretty much the same thing as your son did. Take a jacuzzi, not steal anything else from the house, and just come in and generally vandalize it. That's his MO. So you're suing for $1,113.79, and I'm awarding you that judgment. Listen, you're 16 years old. You've already had 2 experiences with the law. This one you got away with because, according to you, you committed no less than 2 acts of burglary. Whether you go into a house and eat cookie dough or steal a diamond necklace, the value of what you steal has absolutely nothing to do with the charge. The charge is still burglary, because the definition of burglary is breaking and entering into the dwelling of another with intent to commit a crime therein. And you did commit a crime by taking property that didn't belong to you. And I don't care, it makes no difference to me or the law whether it was cookie dough. So you got away cheap. Now, I don't know what happened to you as a result of your first theft. Probably nothing. Did you go to court on that case when you were 12 years old?
No, I was given counseling and community service.
Probably a big mistake. Maybe if they had sent you to juvenile hall for a couple of days, we might not have been here today. In any event, the judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,113 as requested. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was kind of exciting to move into a place that was brand new, everything new inside, and that kind of changed the outcome of that.
I won't do that again.
Justice is served.
24-year-old nursing assistant Sean Hamilton is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old nursing assistant April Seiler, for destroying his 52-inch television set. April says she caught Sean cheating.
This is Miss Seiler, who has a very bad temper. Mr. Hamilton, you and Miss Seiler were living together for several years. You have a child together.
Yes, sir.
According to your complaint, the defendant became irrationally jealous because she had heard some rumors of you fooling around at work. And one day she came to work, she confronted you, she saw you talking to this woman. When you got home from work, you found that she had destroyed a 52-inch television set. Is that right?
Yep.
So let me hear. That's what he's suing for. When did you destroy his television set? On what date?
July 20th, I think.
And tell me what happened on July 20th.
I went up to work and I've seen
His
him.
work?
Our work.
You work at the same place?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And he was talking to a female and I asked him what was going on and he said that they were just friends. And so I said, well, that's not what I've heard. So I went home and he stayed with...
And that's all that was the whole conversation?
Basically, and he stayed with the girl. And I went
And you said,
home.
that's not what I've heard, and you left?
I said, that's not what I've heard. You guys have been seeing each other. And she said, it's not like that. And he said, we're just friends. And I said, whatever, and I walked away.
Okay.
And then I went home and I was talking to my mom on the phone. I
You were
was
telling
mad.
your mother what had happened?
Yes, and I was very mad. So I said, oh, I hate him, and I kicked the TV. And there's like a big hole, and my whole foot like went inside the TV.
So you destroyed the television?
Mm-hmm. And then a couple minutes later, he came home and said he was going to sue me and took the money that was left to get by with for the week and left.
How much did he take?
Maybe $300, $400.
And then whose money was that?
Ours.
When you were living together, you pooled your money?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
You pooled your money. So this $300 or $400, how much was it that you took when you
It was approximately $300. But, Your Honor, later on in the week, I did come back and I did give her some money.
How much money did he give you later on in the week?
He gave me money before the incident for bills, but he never gave me any money.
Afterwards?
Yeah.
The moral of the story is never fool around with a man's 52-inch television set.
And can I say another thing?
Sure.
This was like 2 weeks before football season, so...
You're not endearing yourself to me, Mr. Hamilton. Go ahead.
He's done this before in the past, and the girl confronted me and said that he had been asking her out, emailing her, he's been calling her on the phone, and I have, it's going to be 2 kids with him.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
The two of you are not married.
No, ma'am.
You're going to have 2 children.
Yes.
Why aren't you married?
Money.
What do you mean money?
Well, I've offered to marry her, just go and get married now and then, later, we could have our big wedding or whatever, but you'd have to ask her.
Why didn't you get married 2 years ago?
Can't trust him.
You can't trust him enough to marry him, but you trust him enough to have 2 children with him?
Yeah.
Mr. Hamilton, my next question to you is, if the defendant came up to you and you were talking to this woman and she had some concerns about the relationship that you were having with this woman, why didn't you leave with her and go home and say, listen, it's really nothing. She's really just a friend. Stop getting upset.
All right. First of all, we work at a hospital, okay? It's like 95% female, so I mean, for me sitting with this girl, and she wasn't in her right state of mind or something because she came up and she started swinging at me. I couldn't really get anything out, because I'm like covering up, and then she didn't just walk away, she ran away. I'm at work, I can't just leave work.
Did you start swinging as soon as you came up?
No.
No?
No.
Now, you bought this television set in 1998. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Whose money did you use?
It was mine. I had sold some rims. I had these wheels prior, before we even started dating or anything, and I got $1,200 for them, and then I saved up a little bit of cash and bought the TV.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, but he had been working off and on for the last 2-3 years.
I work on and off. I was doing lawn care at the time, and we get, you can only do lawn care in Michigan because it snows 6 months out of there.
So who was supporting the household when you weren't doing lawn work at the time you bought
I would do
television?
odd jobs in the wintertime, like plow snow. And
Were you working full-time?
Mm-hmm.
And she was working full-time?
Yeah. But I would bring it in a sufficient amount of money, enough to pay the bills and everything.
Where are you living now?
I live at my mom's right now.
You have a TV?
No, ma'am, I don't. I don't have nothing from the house.
I have no furniture?
Nothing.
He took the couch.
I had
and
one
sold
couch
it.
that was in the basement that our cats urinated on for 2 years.
Did you move in that house together?
Yes, but her name's on the house.
But you moved into the house together.
Mm-hmm.
Did you furnish it together?
Yeah.
And when he left, you kept all the furniture except for the couch that was in the basement?
He took his computer. And,
You're talking about furniture?
yes, because now I'm stuck with the house and I can't afford it, so I'm going to have to sell it. And I told him I would give him the stuff, but for now it's me and my daughter,
So you have the furniture?
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. She can have the furniture, and I mean, I want my
You just
daughter.
want the TV. You see
Yeah.
how important? Because
Well,
football
every time
season.
every time we got in a fight, she told me, get your TV and get the F out. I mean, I feel the TV's mine.
So you need some money to go out and buy a new TV, right?
That'd be nice.
Well, she had a temper tantrum. So when you have a temper tantrum, you got to pay for a temper tantrum.
And I have pictures of the TV too, Your Honor.
But believe me, sir, I have a husband. I know what a 52-inch TV is. Now, how much is it going to cost you to buy a TV? You paid $1,200 for this one?
I have receipts here.
Can I see it?
Yes, you can.
How much was the television set? So you got a whole lot of other things here.
I paid $15.49 for my TV.
Okay.
And that model's not made anymore, so they compared it to the model that's out now. That's closest to it.
Well, you may have to get a 48-inch television. And I'm not even going to depreciate it because, Miss Seiler, you ended this relationship, or this relationship was ended, and it seems to me that over the 2 years or more that you were living together, you accumulated certain property that you're keeping. All he wants is his TV. You destroyed it. And he paid $1,549 for it, and I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Legal assistant Robbie Gibbs is suing her former babysitter, 16-year-old Clarissa Thompson, and her parents Ethel and Paul Thompson. Robbie says, while babysitting her children, Clarissa ran up her phone bill. The Thompsons are countersuing for their daughter's unpaid babysitting fees.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 79 on the calendar in the matter of Gibbs versus Thompson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Gibbs, the defendant's daughter, I assume this young lady,
Yes.
is a babysitter for you.
Briefly, yes.
And your lawsuit wants her parents to pay for the following, because she's a minor.
Correct.
She ran up a phone bill from your house, so you want them to pay for the phone bill.
Correct.
And you want a return of the money that you paid her for babysitting.
Yes.
Because you say she was not a good babysitter.
Not exactly because she wasn't a good one, but more or less she was not attending to them.
Okay, that's your lawsuit. The Thompsons have a counterclaim, and the Thompsons want you to pay more for babysitting, because they say that you owe their daughter for babysitting. And they say that they also want punitive damages because they say that you were a bad influence on their daughter, which they will explain to me. So let's see where we can fix some responsibility here. What is your first name?
Clarissa.
When did Clarissa start to babysit for you?
Early February. I probably have an exact date in my calendar. Yeah, early February, like around the 9th, I believe, is the first time she babysat for me.
And how did you find her?
They lived above me in the apartment complex and had talked about babysitting and asked her to come over a few times prior
Who
to
did you
that.
talk to?
Clarissa.
Directly?
Yes.
So that all the arrangements that you made were with Clarissa?
Yes, ma'am.
And you arranged a fee?
Yes. After about a week or so, we decided that I would just go ahead and give her $30 a week because I was using her for an hour here, an hour there during the week.
So far, Clarissa, is that correct, that she was going to pay you $30 a week?
No, it is not.
Well, what was she supposed to pay you?
Well, she agreed to pay me $20 every time I babysat for her, which led to almost every day.
Really? $20 a day, even if you only babysat for an hour?
It was more than an hour. I would stay overnight sometimes because she would come home so late.
So starting the beginning of February, she started to babysit for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right, Clarissa?
Yes, I started February 12th, actually.
Okay. Did she babysit for you in March?
Yes, she did.
Is that right, Clarissa?
Yes.
And you got paid?
Not really. She only paid me like once, and that was $60.
In all the time that you babysat for her?
Only $60.
Really?
Yes.
What about April? Did she babysit for you?
No, ma'am. I received my first phone bill on March 24th.
And that's when you stopped the babysitting?
Actually, I had stopped babysitting about a week prior to that. I had come home and my 2-year-old had burned a popsicle stick on the stove. He said he was cooking it.
Okay. And how many weeks in total had she babysat for you?
Approximately 4 or 5.
How many weeks?
6.
Let's go through your book and figure out exactly how many weeks she babysat for you.
Would you like the book?
Yeah.
I didn't write down always when she babysat. I know I have the first few times written down.
She babysat every week for you after you hired her. She babysat for you for 5 weeks. Now, according to you, you were supposed to pay her $30 a week.
February 22nd was the first time I gave her $30. So I would imagine it would have been the first part of that week that we had made that agreement.
Well, then it's 4 weeks.
Okay, so
4 weeks times 30 is $120. Now, how much had you actually paid her?
I've actually paid $140 because of the time prior to that.
So according to your records, you're all paid up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, tell me about the phone bill.
Clarissa would use the phone when she babysat, and from the very beginning I told her I did not have a problem with her using the phone, not to make long-distance calls. I'm a single mother. I don't have means to pay for long distance. I don't use long distance myself. I received my first bill on March 24th, I believe it was, that I put on there, and the long distance charges for that month were $308.40.
Who were you calling, Clarissa?
It was an ex-boyfriend of mine at the time.
Did you know that that was the wrong thing to do?
When I first started babysitting for her, she told me that I had all privileges of the phone. She never told me not to make long-distance calls.
Well, did you make those long-distance calls in your own house?
Sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
Well,
did you ever get a phone bill for $300 a month?
No, ma'am.
No, of course not. Don't fool around with me, Clarissa. Don't fool around with me. Okay, so that's $308. Was that the total phone bill?
No, then I received one in mid-April for $31 in long distance, $87 in collect calls, and...
Was the boyfriend making collect calls to you?
No, he always called me direct.
So nobody called you collect?
No.
Does this have the number of the...
Yes, it does.
Is it the same number that she
No,
called?
ma'am, it's not. It's a Fresno number. When I asked Clarissa, have you been accepting collect calls from this number? And she says, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. And I have here $85 in collect calls. There's...
Well, she says she doesn't know whose those are, but it really doesn't make any difference.
They're not mine.
Let's say they're Clarissa's. Why should her parents be responsible for that?
Because she's a minor.
No, you're responsible for it. And I'm going to tell you why you're responsible for it. Because you have a mechanism where you can put on your phone a block so that you can't make long-distance calls.
I've never had a need for that.
Well, of course
I make long-distance occasionally.
Let me explain something to you. Your business arrangement was never with Clarissa's parents. Your business arrangement was with Clarissa. And if you want to ensure that things in your house are not abused, you have to take steps to do that. Her parents can't come into your house and do that. You have to do that. They are not responsible for the long-distance call made by their daughter in your house. You're responsible. You have to be prudent and vigilant, make sure that the phone isn't used, put the phone away, lock up the phone, disconnect the phone, do whatever you want to do with it. But there is no way that you are going to hold the Thompsons responsible for her calls that she made.
I had
not going to happen.
The agreement with her mother at one time, though, Your Honor.
I don't care whether you discussed an agreement with her mother or not. They're not responsible. You're responsible because they have no ability to see to it that in your house the phone isn't abused. They know how to do it in their house because her mother wouldn't tolerate it. right?
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You think you're entitled to more money?
Well, yes.
Really? How much do you think she owes you?
Well, see...
Give me an idea.
I say about over 600.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robbie Gibbs says former babysitter 16-year-old Clarissa Thompson ran up her phone bill with long-distance phone calls. Clarissa says Robbie still owes her money.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, he would call her directly when I was there.
So?
So I never had any clue that she was calling him or making
Neither
phone
did her
calls.
mother. Neither did her mother. You want to take care of your phone? Lock it in your drawer. It's not a mother's fault. And you'll know better next time. You hire a babysitter, you take out the phone. Or you put a block on it. You say you can't make long-distance calls. That's it. It's not legally responsible. And I can't find that her parents are responsible because you have the responsibility of ensuring that when you hire a teenage babysitter and you know that they sit on the phone and they can sit on the phone for hours, you make sure that they can't get to your phone. All right. Now, you want to tell me why you think you're entitled to any money back from the money that you paid her for babysitting?
Because she wasn't babysitting. She would go in my room and shut the door and use the phone. I came home on an occasion when that happened.
When was the first time you came home and
It
found
was
her?
about 2 weeks before I had her quit babysitting, and I told her she was not welcome at my home anymore. Her mother came down. We talked about it. Her mother assured me that it would not happen again. The following week is when I came home and my son had been burning a popsicle stick.
So? Then you fired her.
And then I fired her, yes.
So why do you think you're entitled to anything back?
I just put it in there because I thought that I paid her for services that were not rendered.
You should have been more vigilant. If I came home and found my 2 babies weren't being cared for by a babysitter, I would say thank you very much. I'm paying you for the day. You're not welcome back here
Which
anymore.
is what I did.
No.
And then her mother
you had a
came down and
conversation
spoke
with
with
her
me.
mother, and her mother assured you it wasn't going to happen again. Come on. Get real. All right. Now let's get to your counterclaim, if you're serious about it. You think you're entitled to more money?
Well, yes.
Really? Why don't you tell me why you think you're entitled to more money?
Well, because I did babysit for the kids, you know, like, because most of the time she was barely in there. She'd send her oldest son to come get me at 6:30 after she got off work, and then she'd be gone all night.
How much do you think she owes you for babysitting?
Well, see...
Give me an idea.
I say about over 600, but
Really? You think over $600?
Yes.
Really? And you babysat for her each and every week?
Yes.
And you accepted the money she gave you, and you didn't say to her, no, you owe me more than $30 a week. I'm not taking the $30. You came back and you babysat for her again, another week, and then another week, and then another week.
She kept promising me, oh, I have to go to the bank, oh, I haven't got my check yet, or I haven't cashed it. That's what she had kept telling me, so...
So I'm just going to sit on the phone and talk to my boyfriend. Forget any more money. Chalk it up to the time that you were sitting on the phone in the bedroom, chewing the fat with the boyfriend. You got me?
Yes.
Perfect. Is there anything else you want to tell me about your counterclaim?
Yes, ma'am. I was suing her for punitive damage because, actually, I don't want to do this.
Smart. Smart. It's her responsibility to take care of her phone. It's your daughter's responsibility to do the right thing if she's babysitting. I'm sure that you've had a chat with her about abusing the privilege of somebody else's phone. I have a feeling you have.
Yes, I have.
Okay. All right, Miss Gibb. Next time, you just be a little more careful, madam. That's all.
Please excuse. You may step out.
I was pretty upset.
I'm very sorry for Mrs. Gibbs, and I hope that she get her life together.
She said that she had permission. Her parents said, no, you didn't have permission.
They both played on the telephone.
Not to let teenagers babysit anymore.
Not to babysit for people like her again.
Yeah, this is case number 76 on the calendar in the matter of Locke versus Bondrak. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
What is your first name, Mr. Vlock?
Ryan.
Ryan? How old are you?
20.
And you? What's your first name?
Jason.
How old are you, Jason?
21.
Oh, okay. Mr. Vlock, according to your complaint, the defendant assaulted you outside of a bar after you had been drinking together and doing some sort of a beer game inside the bar. Is that right?
It was a duplex, a house.
It's a house?
Yes, duplex.
Duplex?
Yeah.
What I find interesting is that you claim he assaulted you and you were severely injured. Is that right?
Yes.
So you must have been in a lot of pain.
Yes, Your Honor.
Must have had a lot of suffering.
Yes.
So one would think that you think that your pain and suffering is worth something.
Yes.
Could you tell me why you're only suing him for $500?
I didn't really understand the amounts you can get, and I didn't want to...
Well, you know the difference between $500 and $5,000, don't you?
Yes.
Well, were you in pain $500 worth or $5,000 worth?
I'd say it's
Maybe
close to-
2,500?
I'd say 2,500. It would be up. 'Cause
But it wouldn't be 5,000.
No.
Maybe it could be 2,300? Could it be 2,300?
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yes.
maybe 2,300.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now tell me when this drinking party happened in the duplex.
I believe it was in October 28th.
You believe it was October 28th?
Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you have that would make you sure it was October 28th?
I had the case report and the ticket right here. It's, yeah, October 28th.
A ticket report?
Yeah, I have.
What kind of ticket, sir?
The ticket that the police officers issued the defendant.
Did you get one too?
Yes.
You got one too? What
Yes,
was
but
your ticket for?
It was disturbing the peace, but it was dropped.
Okay. So tell me all about the party.
Well, we were playing a drink game called Beer Die.
Called what?
Beer Die, like the dice.
Beer die. Now, I would probably understand what that was, but I know that Bird wouldn't understand that. So I want you to explain to Bird exactly how that game is played.
You give a partner, and 4 people play it, and it's like a rectangular table, and you sit on each end with cups, for each person having a cup that goes in the corner, and you try and take a die and sink it into the other team's cup, or get it so it hits the table and they don't catch it to get a point.
And then what do you do with the beer?
Drink it. If you sink it, you got to chug it, and if it hits the cup, you got 5 drinks to a cup. You just got to drink each time it hits the cup and refill.
And how many people were playing this moronic game?
It was just us 4. It's only 4 at a time. There are people in the garage watching.
So there were 4 of you, and in your group of 4
Yeah.
that was playing this game. He was one of the 4?
Yeah, but not. His other partner's not here.
But he was in the 4?
Yes, he was.
That's just he was in the 4. And how long had you been playing this game?
We played 3 games. It maybe lasted an hour to an hour and a half.
And during that time, everybody was dying and chug-a-lugging.
No, it wasn't much drinking going on. We were gambling for money, so it was more intense going.
Were you working at the time, Ryan?
No, I'm a full-time student.
Student. Did they teach you this in a course?
No.
Course curriculum?
No, ma'am.
No, it is not. What school did you go to at that time, Ryan?
UNL, University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
And what about Jason over here? Was he a student too?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
And whose duplex were you in?
A mutual friend of ours.
Who won the game?
They won the first 2, and they wanted to leave, but I talked them into staying for another one, go double or nothing, and we won that one, so it broke even.
Go Nebraska. So then the game is over.
Yeah.
Everybody leaves?
No, when we won right away, the defendant got up. He was kind of upset, and he was kind of talking how he liked to fight and how he kind of wanted to fight. And I was kind of in the heat of the moment, and I got up and I had words with him in the garage. We step outside, and he takes his shirt off right away. He was in front of me, and then I get out there, and we had some words. And then the owner of the house comes out and separates it and sends us on our way, or at least me and my friend on the way. So we continue to walk away from the fight, and we get to the sidewalk right before the street starts, and his partner that he was playing with, I don't know if he jogged down or he got up in front of us and stopped us, and he was trying to instigate a fight between me and the defendant, calling me and trying to get me to go back and just trying to instigate it so I go back. I didn't want anything to do with that. I was already told to leave, so I just, after asking him twice to get out of the way, I just gently pushed him. It wasn't... Gently pushed him. Just to move out of the way, and we continued walking.
Gently.
It was just...
Okay,
it wasn't...
Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, I made it right to the curb when I heard footsteps coming, and I managed to turn, and right when I turned, I was just blindsided and taken out. And I was ended up, I guess...
You were what out?
I was, like, knocked out, basically, for a while. I was...
Well, taken out and knocked out are 2 different things.
Yeah.
Taken out, they don't say in Nebraska.
Oh, I don't... well, yeah, well, I guess it was a tackle from what I hear, but...
Spend more time in your English class, Ryan.
I'm an engineer major. I don't...
You still have to know how to speak English.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, like I said, he tackled me, and I guess when he was going to tackle me, I turned right into his fist, which produced 9 stitches.
So you weren't blindsided. He was going to tackle you.
I just turned and I just got clocked, so I didn't...
So you don't know what happened?
I guess he kind of saw it a little bit, but I just turned, I heard footsteps coming, I just turned and just was, I thought it was a punch from what I hear, but I was told later that he was going to tackle me, and I turned into it. So I don't know how he was tackling me, but it was the fist right to my eye, though.
And you got 9 stitches, and you were really injured, and your clothes got ripped, and all that other kind of nasty. All right, Jason, let me hear your version of this.
Okay, we were playing the beer die game, right? We won the first 2 games. He was kind of upset about it, talking trash, calling us names, We're just like, whatever. We were there to have a good time, And we were going to leave, take off, and he's kind of...
Just listen to me. I'm really sensitive about this. I want you to continue your testimony, and I want you to leave out the words "you know."
All right,
Now,
I'll do my best.
No. Do your best isn't good enough. You do it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
At least one other guy kicked me in the head, knocked me out unconscious. I have a picture of my face.
I don't care about it.
Okay. Then from there...
It's not that I don't care. Just that I don't care.
And later today...
He was yelling. We woke my effing neighbors up, and one of his friends had apologized to me. Mr. Booth yelled, "Sorry, hell, I fell."
We were pretty intoxicated.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ryan Vlock says college schoolmate Jason Vondrick assaulted him during a beer drinking game. Jason says Ryan hit him first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I lost my story. Okay. We were,
he was trashing you.
Yeah, we were going to take off, you know, and he was kind of upset that he... Okay, we were upset. He was upset that he lost the game, and we were going to take off, and he talked us into staying. He was kind of upset, so, you know, we kind of felt bad for him. And we stayed for another game. They won. He was still calling us names after the game, you know, and it got taken outside, and the party was kind of in the garage and outside. There were people in the garage, and there were people outside, like, on the cement. And I look over, and he pushed my friend, like he said. He pushed my friend. It wasn't a gentle shove. It was a push.
Of course it was a push.
Yeah, so I went in to get in between it, and I backed up my friend, and next thing I know, I get hit in the head. And I turned around and clocked him, and I took him to the ground, put him in a headlock.
Now you got hit in the head by whom?
By
you
him.
don't know.
By him from behind.
Well, how do you know that it was him if it was from behind?
Well, because he was right here, my friend was right here, and I was backing him up, and he was the only guy that was behind me. So
you
it was
assumed
him.
it was him?
No, I didn't assume it was him, just because he was the only one that it could have been, because he was the only one that was behind me. But anyways, after we got to the ground, and...
You got to the ground?
We both went to the ground. Just me and him were on the...
After he tackled me.
Me and him were on the
the
ground.
ground.
We were wrestling around on the ground, right? And then his witness over there, and at least one other guy jumped in and kicked me in the head, knocked me out unconscious. I have a picture of my face from when I was unconscious.
I don't care about it.
Okay. And then from there...
It's not that I don't care. It's just that I don't care.
Right. Right. And from there, I was knocked out, and Lena saw it. She was trying to hold him back because my friend said that even after I was knocked out on the ground unconscious, he was still going after me and two of his friends, and 2 or 3 guys were kicking me on the ground, kicking me in the head, and it's a pretty graphic picture that shows you. It'll show my face, but you don't care. But that's pretty much the deal, and she knows the rest. After I was knocked out, the ambulance came and took me to the hospital.
What about the plaintiff? Was he taken to the hospital too?
Yeah, my friend took me to the emergency room.
And that's where you got your stitches?
Yes. Can I go over some? We were never wrestling on the ground, and I never punched him. He didn't even get in between me and this friend. All it was his friend got in our way. I pushed him out of the way, and we kept walking. He never entered that scene at all until we got to the end of the street and ran up on me.
Ryan, you had been drinking for at least 2 hours.
The police showed up, and they let us drive.
The police let you drive?
Yeah, we weren't. That's why I mean we didn't drink too much, and the police let us. He drove me right to the emergency room, right from the scene.
Was he playing too?
Yeah.
Maybe they have a higher threshold in Nebraska. You don't let a 20-year-old college student who's been drinking for 2 hours, who's just been in a brawl, get into your car and drive anywhere. That would seem to be foolish, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Now, Ryan, would this whole incident have happened with Jason and ambulance and stitches if you hadn't been playing this stupid beer game?
It would never happen.
What does that tell you, Ryan?
Shouldn't play it.
And what does it tell you about wasting my time and the time of courts with your stupidity? I don't care if his face looked like it was used as a football in a pro game. The two of you deserved what you got. You were behaving like idiots. You're supposed to be intelligent college students. You're wasting your time with a stupid game. Both of you said things that you shouldn't have. Both of you were ready to fight with each other before this started. You both had attitude, and it got out of hand. What do you want from courts that have important things to deal with?
Well, I understand if it was a mutual conflict or if we were at it, but we we were walking away, we were going towards the car, and we were leaving. We were done with the situation, and like I said, he ran up from behind after his friend tried to get...
No, listen to me, Ryan. According to your testimony, the first person that put their hands on another person was you.
Yes.
Was you. You say, I just tapped him out of the way and told him to move. Now, what if when you put your hands on this other person, because he had had too much to drink, he fell backwards, hit his head against a rock, and died? Would you have been responsible?
Yes.
You would have said to me, I just touched him. He was drinking, and he fell over, right? It would have been an accident, right? Just the whole thing got out of hand, right? So on a scale of $1 to $2,300 for your pain and suffering, what do you think you're entitled to?
$2,300. Like the scratches I had lasted forever. I had a black eye, the 9 stitches, the lacerations from the concrete when we landed on it.
Now, my next question is, this happened some time ago.
Yes.
How many times have you played this beer game since then?
We haven't played it.
Perfect. That's your lesson. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. They step out.
I think it's pretty pathetic.
Basically, I witnessed Ryan attacking my friend Jason.
He totally hit me from behind, a cheap shot.
They got a little psycho from drinking and losing.
You got it worse than I did, so that's all I care about, I guess.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Link versus Booth. Step forward, please.
Business owner Joyce Link is suing her neighbor, carpenter John Booth, for damage to her vehicle. Joyce says a drunken John fell against her van.
Miss Link, the defendant is a neighbor of yours.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that he and a bunch of his drunken friends were coming home one evening and fell on your car or van, causing a dent in the van.
Yes.
Mr. Booth says it wasn't him.
Okay.
So tell me when this happened.
It was on a Saturday night, February 16th, 2002, around 12:31 a.m. in the morning. Me and my husband and children were in our house asleep, and we were awoken by some loud voices outside. So we got up, me and my husband, and looked out our bedroom window, and it was Mr. Booth and 4 of his friends. They were drunk, falling into our van and my next-door neighbor's bushes. And we proceeded to go outside, me and my husband, and I asked them to please get off my vehicle. And the next thing I know, Mr. Booth is yelling about, you know, him and his friends.
No, what was he saying to you, Miss Link? I've heard everything.
He was yelling that we woke my effing neighbors up, and one of his friends had apologized for being on our vehicle. He told me that he was sorry, and Mr. Booth yelled, "Sorry, hell, I fell." I have pictures of my vehicle and my neighbor's bushes that happened that night.
Okay. I see them.
On the matter, and no one would come to the door, so my husband had wrote a note and taped it to his front door. Then on Monday morning, I was on my way out, and Mr. Booth's wife had approached me.
What was the note? What did the note say?
That they needed to get in touch with us about the damages that was done to our van due to him and his friends being drunk that Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Booth's wife, seen the damages, and she said that she would let her husband know, and to get an estimate, and the damages would be taken care of.
Did Mr. Booth ever contact you?
Yes, that evening. Again, I was outside, and he approached me, and he apologized for what happened and told me that him and his friends don't remember anything. They were too drunk. Again, he did apologize, and he said to go get an estimate that he would take care of the damages. So I did go get an estimate, and I left it on their door because that's how we were notifying each other. So I did go get the estimate, and I left it taped to his front door.
Okay. Mr. Booth?
So far, everything's semi-right. Yeah, we did go out and get drunk. We got a little carried away. The wife was feeling sick, so we went up to the neighborhood bar, so I wouldn't bother her. We were up there partying, got a little carried away, come on home. We were pretty intoxicated, okay, yeah. And when we passed her house, the guy that actually did the damage, him and his girlfriend were lagging behind me. I was already in my driveway when her car got damaged.
Were these people that you were out drinking with, were they men or women?
Both. We were all couples.
Well, not you weren't a couple. Your
No, I
wife
was in front.
Shh. Let me finish, sir. You weren't a couple. Your wife was sick.
Yes.
That means there were 5 of you.
Yes.
And where were these 2 couples going from the bar?
To my house.
What were they going to do in your house?
They're going to spend the night.
So they were invited guests of
Yes.
yours. And you escorted them to the bar?
Mm-hmm.
And then you all got drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were escorting your friends, invitees of yours, back to your home for the purposes of sleeping there.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Then I don't give a rat's behind who it was that fell on the van, sir. You're responsible.
Okay,
Okay! That's good. That's what you should have said 3 months ago. Mr. Booth, in the last few months, how much money have you sent then towards the repair of the car?
I don't feel like I sent anything.
What do you mean
I
you don't
didn't do
feel
the
like...
damage.
Didn't you just follow what I said? Didn't you just follow what I said?
Okay, I was escorting him back to the house. He fell into the van.
You were responsible for your guests. If your guests become rowdy, and as a result of their being rowdy, cause damage to the neighbor's property, they don't have to go around and hustle and find out the names and addresses of your guests.
I gave it to her.
You're responsible, and if you feel as if your friends are responsible, you go get the money from them.
I was trying.
Oh, I was trying. What do you do for a living?
I'm a carpenter.
Mm-hmm. The lowest estimate that you have, Ms. Link, is $519.66.
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff. If you have friends, you make sure your friends are well taken care of, sir. And if they cause damage, you are responsible. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Peterson versus Thornhill. Step forward, please.
20-year-old college student Serene Peterson is suing her former friend, administrative assistant Jasmine Thornhill, for unauthorized use of her credit card. Jasmine says she had Serene's permission.
Ms. Peterson, the defendant was a good friend of yours. You claim, however, that she stole your credit card and used it without your permission, racking up tremendous bills for which you are responsible. The defendant says she did, in fact, use your credit card. She used it with your permission. You had an arrangement where she would pay the bill, and she was perfectly prepared to honor that arrangement. You knew her for a long time?
Around 6 months.
When do you claim she stole your credit card?
December 15th, I was over her apartment on a social engagement. When I left, I accidentally left my wallet with my credit card inside her apartment.
Go ahead.
2 days later, after searching my belongings, I called her and asked her if she had it. She says that she did, and I went over and I retrieved it the same day.
Your credit card?
Yes.
Go ahead.
After that, everything was fine until I received my statement. That was in mid-January. The statement had some charges, along with the charge that I purchased for Ms. Thornhill while I was at her apartment.
What do you mean the charge that you purchased for her?
When I was over her apartment on the 15th, she asked me if she could use my credit card to purchase something online. I agreed to make the purchase for her.
What did you purchase for her online?
An online thing from Pier 1 for $62.67.
Can I see that bill, please?
Yes.
Now you have certain things highlighted.
Yes, those are all of the charges that Ms. Thornhill made, except for the one on December 5th.
You have one here for December 19th.
Yes, that's correct.
But you got your credit card back on December 17th.
Yes.
You have something on the 18th.
There are a series of charges made after December 15th, extending onto May. I have a complete list. All of the charges I did not make, Ms. Thornhill made.
Let me hear your version of how you got this credit card.
Sure, Your Honor. Prior to December 15th, I had asked Ms. Peterson if I could use her credit card in order to make some online purchases for Christmas and some other purchases as well. She said it was no problem. She would come to my workplace in the next couple of days and she would give me the card so I could go ahead and do that. She came to my workplace as agreed and she left the card in my possession. After that, I proceeded to make a few of the online purchases and I asked her, was it okay if in the coming couple of weeks, if I needed, if I could use it again? And Ms. Peterman's statement to me was, well, hey, I don't have a job right now. You're working full time. If you want to use it, just make sure you pay the bill. I'll send the statements to you and we won't have a problem. So I began to use the card under the verbal agreement that we had made. Ms. Peterson got her statement in mid-January. I asked her what the amount was she going to send that to me? She said no, because of the fact that she had made a charge in December herself. She'd go ahead and take care of that payment. She said, but then when the rest of my charges became evident in the February bill, that I would begin to be responsible for it. In February, as agreed, she mailed me the payment, and I have proof of that because I sent in a money order to make that payment.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
Go ahead.
After Ms. Peterson reviewed that statement, and I sent a copy of it to her, of the statement itself, along with a copy of the money order to her in the mail as proof that I had indeed made that payment. Then came February, and she received a statement, and she was very concerned by the growing balance. I told her, I said, I can understand that, but it just so happens that you and I have a different standard of the way that we live. I understand some of the things I might buy may appear expensive to you, but I'm expecting tax money. I'll definitely use some of that towards lowering the balance, and I will definitely honor our initial agreement. I don't in any way want to...
stick you.
Right, exactly. March came along. That's when Ms. Peterson, I think, she started to get really upset.
Well, just show me the rest of the payments that you made.
That's the only payment that I made successfully.
Why?
That was the only statement that she sent to me.
In February?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you make purchases in March?
Those actually, ma'am, were purchases that I had made in February that were on back order.
Then you cancel them. What are you, nuts?
No, honestly, ma'am, you're right. That's something she certainly could have done.
All right, Miss Peterson, let me tell you what I think. I think you lied to me when you said she stole your card and you had no knowledge of the fact that she was using your card until you got these statements. Let me tell you why. Because if I got a statement in the month of January that showed unauthorized usage of my card, and since you weren't using the card at all, correct?
Correct.
Then you cut up the card, you call the company immediately, and you say, discontinue this card, I'm canceling this card, no further purchases are authorized. You didn't do that.
I did, Your Honor.
No. If you did that immediately, in January, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Then you are not responsible for these. If you canceled your card, and they continue to allow someone else to use it in an unauthorized way, you are not responsible.
When I called them in December, they told me that they had been trying to contact me because they had red flagged my card because of suspicious behavior. They had also told me that someone called up and got my card reactivated. Numerous times I called them and I canceled my card.
Do you know her mother's maiden name?
No, ma'am.
Do you know her social security number?
I don't know by heart, but I did know it.
Good. Did you ever call to reinstate her card?
No, ma'am.
No. Miss Peterson, what happened is that you let her use your card.
I did not.
Then if these are unauthorized charges on your account, and you did not give her permission, and you canceled your card, then you are not responsible for these.
That's what I told Bank of... However, they told me, because I told them that I knew who was making the charges, I said, I can direct you to the person who is fraudulently using my card. They said that it's a civil matter now and that I have to bring up the charges against her because they are not going to take them off.
No, that's not true. Call the police. Madam, if what you're telling me is that somebody stole your credit card and used your credit card without your permission, call the police and have her arrested. Simple as that. They're going to arrest her and you won't be out any money. You won't be out any money if what you're telling me is true. What you're telling me is true, correct?
Yes.
Right? You didn't give her permission to use your card.
No.
You're sure of that?
I'm positive.
Then you don't have anything to worry about. Call, have her arrested for grand larceny. You are not responsible for the payments because you did, in fact, cancel your card.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Then we have nothing to worry about. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step back. This is case number 35 on the calendar in the matter of Lowen versus Posthumus. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks have seats.
Mr. Lowen, it is your claim that the defendant owes you for rent, some money that you loaned to her, and is responsible for your puppy being lost. She says that you owe her money because you stole stuff from her storage unit. So you're going to explain this situation to me, starting with how she came to live in your house.
Okay. She married a good buddy of mine. She moved in. They both shared a room for $500 a month. And
so you had a friend.
Yeah.
Who married her.
Yes.
And he was your tenant.
Yes.
When did he move in?
Beginning of September 1st.
With his wife?
Yes.
That's the defendant?
Yes.
Then what happened?
Well, actually, they moved in, and then they got married like a week later. And then he paid $430, and then he left September 26th. He took off. He ditched her, and then she ended up staying because she had nowhere to go, so I let her stay. And then, so I'm asking for rent money.
Let's move on. So you let her stay.
Yes.
And did you have a rental arrangement with her?
Yes.
What was the arrangement?
Well, first of all, when they were married together, it was $500 a month, and then without, if it's just her, it's $400 a month.
Starting in October.
Yes.
Did she pay you in October?
No.
Did she pay you in November?
Nope. She never paid any rent.
Just a second. Didn't pay you in October. Didn't pay you in November. When did she move out?
She moved out January 8th.
Did she pay you in December?
Nope.
And she was just your tenant?
Yes.
No romance, no nothing like that?
She tried to lure me into a relationship, but...
But you resisted?
Right.
Fine. I just want to know, this is just rent?
Yes.
And she's staying in her room and you got your room?
Well, actually, she wouldn't leave me alone. She was like a tail, I guess.
No, Mr. Lowen, listen to me, sir. I have to find out if this is a pure tenancy relationship or if something happened, because that's part of her defense. So she did not only stay in her room, but sometimes you shared a room.
Right.
Okay. When did you start sharing a room?
Well, she didn't have a bed, so I had an extra bed, and she stayed on that for a while, and then she jumped in my bed.
When did you start sharing a room, sir?
We started sharing October 4th.
Okay. Now you want to tell me about these loans that you claim, sir?
She came up to me at work and asked to borrow $60. And and my roommate Angie went out and got cats. It was a surprise, so I gave her the money. She comes home with the cat.
When?
I'm not sure on the exact date.
What else?
And then I gave her. She asked.
Stop playing with the cards.
Sorry. She asked. I borrowed a couple $100 to her in cash.
When?
I'm not sure.
For what?
Miscellaneous stuff. I'm not even sure what it was
Before or
for.
after she was sharing your room on October 4th?
After.
What else?
And then I gave her. She went on house arrest for a few weeks, and
Why?
I paid for all the house arrest.
What was she on house arrest for?
That I'm not exactly sure. She was. I wouldn't call her an honest person. So.
What else?
She wanted to borrow a couple $100 to go Christmas shopping for her 3 kids, and I wrote a check to the bank, and I got a receipt and a check saying that I got the $200 from my bank to loan her.
Oh, this better pick up, Mr. Lowen. Let's go.
And then I also gave her $30 for she needed to get diapers for her kids, and then I also she ordered Chinese food one day at work, and I went out and picked up the Chinese food, and then I paid for it, and of course she never paid me back for it. And then on November 1st, she cleaned out cleaned out her room, and I had to pay $6 extra for garbage. And then when she finally moved out, I had to pay another $4 to get rid of some more stuff.
Judge Judy, am I allowed to step in here for a minute?
No. Let me stop you, Mr. Lowen, because I'm really getting very bored. And if I'm bored, Bert is bored. With your $6 and your $4 and your $20 and your $23. From October the 4th until she left in January, did she share your room?
Yes. Well, not the whole time.
Half the time?
About that, yeah.
Forget it. Can you say these words? No, I'm not interested. Could you repeat those words to me?
Yeah, no, I'm not interested.
No, I'm not interested.
I'd like to call my witness. She can verify that she would not leave me alone. I asked her several times to leave.
Mr. Lowen, you don't ask her several times to leave. You call the authorities and say, I want this person who's trespassing in my house out of my house. You have no lease with her. She had no right to be there. But you can't call the police to come to your house to evict a trespasser who you're sleeping with. That's a problem. Do you work for a living?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I deliver pizzas for Domino's Pizza.
Okay.
If Domino's Pizza calls somebody and says, we have an offer, you get a 12-inch pizza with 9 toppings for $6.99, and somebody doesn't like pizza, you know what they say? No, I'm not interested. But listen to me, Mr. Lowen. You don't eat the pizza and then say, no, I'm not interested. Do you understand my point?
That's a good analogy, yeah.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Would you tell me what happened with the puppy?
I bought the dog for $150. So the next day, she threw a Halloween party, and the dog disappeared.
Jed had taken her to court and sued her for the puppy, too.
And later today,
I started crying, and I was screaming. I was saying, you know, stop. And he said, shut the F up and get over it.
Listen, Miss Campbell, get over it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jed Lowen says his relationship with roommate Kelly Postumus quickly turned romantic. Now, he claims she owes for unpaid loans, rent, and for the cost of a puppy.
Now, madam.
Yes.
You say that he took stuff out of your storage unit.
Yes.
What was your stuff doing in storage?
It was after I moved out of his house, I placed it all in storage.
Did he have a key to the storage unit?
Actually, yes. When we first got it, he put it in his name. So he's the only person that had a key.
What was in your storage unit?
I had everything. My bed, my crib, my table, my TV, my PS2, my VCR, all my clothes, my kids' stuff.
Mr. Lowen, did you take any of the stuff out of the storage unit that belongs to her?
It's a bunch of junk in her storage.
Did you stop paying for the storage?
I signed the lease, and I was on it for, I got a month free, and then like a month later, we went and got it arranged so it was in her name.
You went together?
Right.
Now, when you went together, did you check the storage unit?
I didn't even look in there.
You went down to the storage unit with him and had it put in your name?
I met down there and...
Just answer my question.
No, not with him.
You met down there?
Yes.
Did you look in the storage unit at that time?
He wouldn't give me the key. He wouldn't let me go in there. He had bought me a car.
Just a sec. If you went and put it in your name and paid for it, then they'll give you another key.
Your Honor, the lock that I originally had on there, he went and cut it off and put his own lock on. And he had bought me a car. And he told me the car, I had moved to Illinois, and he told me he wasn't going to sign over the storage until he got the car back. So that day, he went down with his mom, got the car, and I have in the signed agreement here saying that once he got the car, he would sign it over, give me the keys, he wouldn't take anything or nothing out of my storage. And the next day, he came over, signed it over, but he didn't give us the keys.
Other than the fact that he had the key, you have no proof that he took anything out of the storage unit. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Now
I have my witness, though, that knows everything that was in storage. I have
I
pictures.
don't care. Any proof that he took stuff out of storage. Why didn't you pay him any rent?
I did actually pay him rent when I was working at Domino's. I signed over 2 checks to him. One was for $350 and one was for $400.
The last item on your agenda is this puppy.
Yes.
Right? What happened with the puppy?
Well, I wrote a personal check, which I got the check right here. And she was my witness. She lived with me at the time.
Would you tell me what happened with the puppy?
I bought the dog this October 30th for $150. So the next day, she threw a Halloween party.
Who's she?
Kelly.
Yes?
She threw a Halloween party and the dog disappeared.
Where were you?
I was working.
What happened to the puppy?
Actually, somebody took the puppy from the party we had, but he wasn't working. He was there. And Angie, that's sitting over there, it was probably about 3 months ago. She was an ex-roommate, too. Jed had taken her to court and sued her for the puppy, too. This is the third person.
Were you sued for this puppy?
Not for the puppy. It was for the cat.
Takes all kinds. Mr. Lowen, you have no case. You ate the pizza, sir. You ate the pizza. And, madam, you have no case because you can't prove to me that he took anything out of your storage.
Can I show you pictures?
Goodbye. Have a happy life. It's been nice spending the morning with you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's scandalous. Doesn't pay anyone anything.
I got pictures of everything being damaged. My entertainment center is totally scratched up. I mean, just everything that was in there.
I never touched her. I never broke anything. She made it all up, and her junk wasn't worth anything anyways.
Everything was going fine between me and him, and then all of a sudden his parents are like, if you don't choose her or else you're never going to see us again, so that's when he kicked me out.
Commercial pilot Doug Moeller is suing his neighbors, Roger and Jackie Stevens, and their son, 17-year-old Brian. Doug says Brian purposefully damaged his daughter's bicycle. The Stevens are countersuing for the cost of a bike and damage to their screen door.
Mr. Moeller, it is your claim that the defendant's son damaged your daughter's bike.
That's correct.
The defendant says that he caused no damage to the bike, and they are counterclaiming because they say that their daughter's bike was stolen from your backyard and it's your fault. B, that your son tore a hole in their screen door. You weren't there during this bike incident?
No, ma'am, I wasn't.
I'd like you to sit down.
Okay.
And your children up here. Now, you weren't present either, is that right?
Correct.
So you can sit down, leaving the alleged perpetrator standing. When did this happen?
Around midsummer last year.
Tell me about the day.
We went over to see my cousin that we always play with.
You have to speak up because I can't hear you. Tell me your first name.
Timothy Moeller.
All right, Timothy, keep your voice up. You hear the way I'm talking?
Yeah.
Try to do it.
Okay.
Good. Okay, go ahead.
Brian started jumping up and down on the bike.
That's Brian.
Yeah.
What were you doing on the bike?
I was sitting on it. I've never seen a bike like that before, so I was testing out the shocks.
Testing out the shocks.
Right.
And how, Brian, were you testing out the shocks?
I bounced up and down on the seat a couple times and lifted the front tire off the ground about 2 inches and then let it go.
It was a girl's bike, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
It was a boy's bike.
Yeah.
Big or little?
It was big. It was a 20-inch.
Your Honor, could I give you a photograph of the bicycle as
Yes,
evidence?
I'd like to see it.
This is a photograph of the bicycle with the bicycle license, and it shows that these are actually children's bicycles. Quite a bit smaller than an adult would be riding.
Mm-hmm. Small?
I didn't think it was.
Small?
Okay.
Okay. Who told you you could get on the bike?
Nobody.
Can I see the wheel, please? How old are you?
17. I
So,
was 16
get a job
at
and
the
pay for the wheel. Wheel's all bent. Wheel's all bent. Would you step up, sir? Okay. We'll make very quick work of this part of the case. Your son got on a bike without permission, tested out the springs, didn't ride it the way it was supposed to be ridden, and they say as a result of that, the wheel was broken. So?
Well, according to my witness, my daughter and my son, when he got off, it was still on the kickstand. She got back on it. She rode home on it. We felt that if he had done it, she would have went home. If she'd have done it right then, she'd have went home and told her father, hey, Brian just damaged my bike. But the story that we got is that the next day or so, he noticed the damage, came to the children and said, what happened to your bike? We're not sure. We think maybe when Brian was on it, you know, and so we just don't feel that he did it. It may have happened later.
Well, what you feel is irrelevant.
Okay.
Relevant facts are he got on a bike without permission. He was testing the shocks.
Okay.
He's a big boy. He jumped up and down. I mean, at least he's telling the truth. Now, when you went to ride the bike home, did you see anything different in riding the bike?
The bicycle wheel was rubbing up against the side of the bike.
And did you feel that before he had gotten on the bike to test it?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Okay, so now I need the bill. I mean, it's not malicious, it's not terrible, but you pay the bill. $106, is that what it cost?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, let's get, what?
Your Honor, could I speak for just a second, please?
Sure.
What we've heard here is in a large part a fabrication. In fact, I'd like to call Michelle Stevens as a witness, if I could, please. Brian.
Second, sir, you just won your case. Why do you have to call
Well,
anything?
I know, but there's a little bit more than $106 involved here.
What?
It cost me $27 to file this in small claims court in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, okay.
And there was more damage to it than just the wheel. The handlebar extensions were damaged, the pedals were damaged, the bicycle seat was torn up.
I asked for the bill to fix it.
Yeah, you got the bill. That's
you got
correct.
the bill, $106.40.
That's correct.
That's the bill that you gave me.
That's correct.
So?
Well, I guess that's the end of the story then.
That's the end of the story.
All right.
You just
Okay.
won. Sit.
Very good.
This is not a major toxic waste pollution case.
I understand.
A bent bicycle wheel. All right, let me get to the bottom line of your case, which I've read. Let me see if I understand it. Your daughter was playing over at their house. The plaintiff wanted to go someplace. According to you, he said to the kids, why don't you just put the bikes in the backyard? The daughter put her bike in their backyard. The bike was stolen. And based on that, you believe it's his fault.
His responsibility.
No, that's wrong. How old is your daughter?
13.
So she had the capacity to say, I'm going to go put my bike in my garage?
Which she did. And he said, no, just put it in our backyard. We won't be gone very long. And both of the girls' bicycles got stolen.
You want to go further and tell me about this torn screen?
This is just
When did that
what I
happen?
get from the kids. This was last summer.
Did you tear the screen in Mr. Stevens' house?
No, ma'am.
You have a witness with regard to the torn screen?
Yes. My
I'll
son.
hear you, Brian.
I was inside the house, and these two kids and my sister were inside, and I was trying to watch TV, and they were being loud, so they went outside. I locked the door, so they were locked out. I heard a noise at my window, and I opened the curtain, and Timothy was there with a stick poking a hole through it.
Did you poke a hole through the screen? Did you replace the screen?
No, but I have an estimate to have it replaced.
You went through a whole summer with a screen with a hole in it from a stick?
Yes, ma'am.
Get a patch. I can understand why you're aggravated, but it's unfortunate that people who had a rather pleasant relationship have any tension because of this. That's your fault. They're all a lot younger than you are. So the first thing that happened was you locked your sister and her two friends out of the house because you wanted to watch television in peace. Is that what happened with the screen? Stupid. Then you got on a bike, jumped up and down on the bike, not your bike, and bent the wheel. Also, stupid. As a result of that, two families, which had, I assume, gotten along reasonably well together if you let your daughter go with the plaintiff before, have any kind of friction now. Very, very stupid. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $133. The counterclaim's dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Davidson versus Millard. Step forward, please.
Retired scientist Maxine Davidson is suing her former friend, retired chemist Merle Millard, for credit card charges that were made on a trip to Mexico.
Miss Davidson, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends, and he invited you to go on a trip to Mexico in his camper, and he said you would have no expense, that he was going to pay for everything. And you claimed that while you were on this trip, you had to use your credit card for certain things.
Yes.
And you have not been fully reimbursed for all of the charges that were made during that trip, although Mr. Millard did give you some money towards your credit cards and towards the bills. You still have additional bills that you want him to pay for. And Mr. Millard says there was never an agreement that he would make all the payments for all the expenses, that he was supposed to just go together. Is that right, sir?
Correct. It was a 50-50.
That was your arrangement
It's
with
my
her?
understanding.
No, look at me, sir. That was your agreement with her. You would
We
share
never
the expenses 50-50. Is that what you're telling me?
We never discussed it.
You never
To
discussed
my
it?
knowledge.
Okay, fine. So it was your assumption.
Correct.
You never had a discussion about it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maxine Davidson says ex-friend Merle Millard owes for credit card charges he made while they were on vacation in Mexico.
All right, so, Ms. Davidson, I'd like you to tell me how this trip came about.
I met Mr. Millard in September, around the 7th on my birthday, at a Kinko's. And we were both doing our life stories in film. And he was very courteous, and he wanted to meet me again, to talk about England. He knows where I'm from, in the north of England. And we never did get to talk about it, but we went out to dinner several times. He didn't have any credit cards because he said he had been bankrupt a year before. So, no problem. He gets a very good salary from the government as a scientist. And he would pay me back. Then, the next thing is he invites us in his refurbished vehicle, a Winnebago motorhome. And
What did he say
he
to
said,
you?
bring nothing but yourself. We don't need anything. He had plenty of food, plenty to drink. The vacation would be on him because my daughter was visiting with me, and my grandson then of 10 months, he invited them also. She had
And
never been to Ensenada.
Did they go?
Yes,
The daughter
they
and
went.
grandson went.
Mhm.
When did you leave on the trip?
Approximately the 21st of October.
Okay.
2000.
And how long was the trip planned?
We went for 2 days, but we stayed 6 because of the vehicle experiencing trouble with the motor. We were stranded there.
Okay, so tell me what happened when you were on
Yes.
this trip and what you spent money
Mr.
on.
Mr. Millard had no money, no credit cards. He had been bankrupt. He said, "Don't worry, I will pay you back every penny as soon as I get my money from the government." So, of course, what could I do? I used 3 credit cards, 2 of which were stolen or lost. I never did get them back. So when I got back to the USA, I ordered more. Fortunately, they were maxed to the limit, so there were charges on it, more than we made in Mexico.
What kind of expenses did you put on the credit card?
Okay, his finding the parts to put the motor back together, it was something to do with the overheating. The fan was the wrong size.
How much did you spend on the motorhome or the
close to
Winnebago?
$1,000 with food and motor costs. Oh, I don't know. He
Answer
wouldn't
my-
tell me.
Answer my.
Never showed
Well,
me
you
the
must have gotten the credit card receipts.
I did eventually get them.
How much was spent for parts? Didn't it say on your credit
They
card?
weren't separated. He had the cards with him, got a lift, thumbed a lift to get there.
Let
to
me see
where
the bills
there was
from
a
your credit.
Versatel.
Miss Davidson, let me see the bills from your credit card company.
They're itemized and copied. And
No,
there are bills
just-
with
no, no,
his
no, no,
signature
no, no, no.
on the cards
Just a minute.
that he spent. Mostly it was for food and entertainment that I used my credit cards as well, because we were there 6 days.
How much did you spend altogether? And I'm not including the money for the restaurants in California.
Approximately around $1,000. He gave me $483 back in the U.S.
$739.71 is what you calculate for international charges. You say U.S. charges $130.
Plus the money spent in America. in
I'm
the
not
US.
talking about the money spent in America. Understand that. I'm taking off the dinners that you say. He said, don't worry, I'll pay you back. I'm not dealing with that. That's
Promise to
nonsense.
pay me back.
That's nonsense. So he owes, according to you, he still owes you $359. Okay. Now, Mr. Millard, tell me about this vacation that you took with Miss Davidson. Why did you invite her on this trip?
Of companionship with her, and also her daughter and her daughter's son. I enjoyed their company.
And did you have any discussion with her, as Miss Davidson says, you know, just bring yourself and a smile and a bathing suit?
Yes, what I told her is I would equip the motorhome with food, and I gassed it up $130, and propane and all that. And we never discussed beyond that. I brought $250 cash along for entertainment and food, in addition if we didn't want to eat in the motorhome. So there was never really any discussion that I know of about I was going to pay for it all. I never intended to. I would never do that.
Well, I don't know whether you intended to or not, but let's get down to certain basics. This trip was originally intended to take 2 days. Is that right?
No, I mean, I would never drive it 100 miles and stay 2 days. It's 6 miles to the gallon for my motorhome.
How many days did you plan on being away, sir?
At least a week.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that, sir.
You don't believe it?
No. I don't believe that you planned on being away for a week.
Or more, sure.
No, no, no. I don't believe that you planned on being away for a week, sir.
Well, I did.
Never.
I would
No,
never
no, no.
drive. You know, that's the cost of the motorhome is gas. So
fine.
why drive it all over? You go
So
somewhere.
you paid for gas. Did you have enough food in your camper for a week?
Sure.
For a week?
Sure.
For 3 people?
Sure.
No, 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 no,
yes,
no,
yes,
no,
yes, yes.
no.
Oh,
No,
honestly,
no.
yeah, of course.
No, no, no. And what happened to the camper? Because the camper broke down.
All right, now what happened is the fuel pump began
It
to
broke
fail.
down. I don't care what. It
Yes.
broke down. Don't explain it to me. I don't care
It
about
failed.
gaskets
It
and
broke
fuel
down.
pumps. It broke down.
Yes.
And how many days was it broken down?
3 days.
Right. And after it was finally fixed, did you go back home?
Yes.
Immediately. As soon as
within
it
a
was
day,
fixed.
I think.
And all during that time, those 3 days, you didn't have to buy anything else. Is that right? You had all
Well, what
the
happened
food
is,
and all the drink for these extra.
No, what happened
No.
is we started going out, you know, eating out and boozing it up. And
Well, if you went out eating and boozing it up, you weren't paying because you only had $250
yeah, I
in
ran out
cash.
of that.
And you ran out of that very fast, so you were using her credit cards.
Correct.
Did you use her credit card also to pay for the fuel pump?
All right, there was $60. I withdrew cash, I think around $100. The fuel pump was $40, and the repair bill, the mechanic, was $60.
I asked you whether you used her money for that, sir.
Yes.
Now, she's not part owner of your Winnebago.
No, of course not.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $359. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Carini, step forward, please.
Sarah Jones is suing her former friend, 24-year-old student Thomas Carini, for half the value of a lottery ticket. Sarah claims when Thomas cashed her winning ticket, the state took half.
You're going to love this case.
I saw some of the notes. I think so.
You're going to love this case. Miss Jones, you had a winning lottery ticket.
Yes.
For some reason that you will explain to me in a moment, you didn't want to cash the ticket yourself. And you asked the defendant, who you knew, if he would
Yeah.
cash the ticket for you. The lottery ticket was for $2,500. He cashed the ticket, and the state took $1,250, or half of the proceeds, for some reason.
Right.
Not the defendant. We understand the defendant didn't take the $1,200, and he gave you the $1,250. Is that right?
Correct.
And you want him to pay you the $1,250 that the state took from your lottery ticket. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go and start back. When did you have this winning lottery ticket?
April 23rd.
Of what year?
2002.
And how did you find out that you had the winning lottery ticket?
I watched the New York State Lottery when the numbers came out.
Okay, and what lottery was it?
The 1-4.
Okay, and you knew how much the ticket was worth?
Yes.
How did you find out how much the ticket was worth?
I called the New York State Lottery Department, and I also went online, and they tell you how much it's worth when you go online for how much you played for.
Are you employed?
No.
How do you support yourself?
I'm on workman's compensation.
How long have you been on workman's compensation?
For about 8 years.
What's the nature of your disability?
I have bulging discs in my back, and I had surgery on my left knee twice.
When was the last time you had a surgery?
About 3 years ago.
Do you live alone?
No, I live with my husband and my 3 boys.
How old are your 3 boys?
16, 12, and 10.
And what kind of work does your husband do?
Mason work, concrete.
Now, you want to tell me, Miss Jones, why you didn't go in to cash this lottery ticket yourself?
Yes, there are 2 reasons why I didn't. The first is because I didn't have my license. I couldn't find my license, so I had...
Didn't have your what license?
My driver's license. I couldn't find them. When I did find them, they were in my husband's truck. But at the time when I wanted to cash the ticket...
What date did you want to cash the ticket?
On Monday, the next day that the lottery office was open. You have to take the ticket to the New York State Lottery office.
Yes, I understand that. So when you found out you had won, did you tell your husband?
Yes, I did tell my husband. My husband was watching it with me when I saw it when the number came out.
And if your husband does masonry work, then he has a driver's license.
He also had to work.
There's nothing in the New York State Lottery rules that require you cash the ticket the next day. Is that right?
No, there isn't, but I needed the money.
You have a year to cash the ticket.
Well, I didn't have a year to get my money. I needed my money before I even won it. I had shut-off notices from everywhere. I had to pay bills. I wasn't going to wait a year.
Okay, so first you didn't have a driver's license. What's your next reason for not cashing the ticket yourself?
Is because my name is in the system also.
In what system?
Medicaid helped pay for my surgery.
In what system?
Whatever system this is where they take your money.
All right, so what you're telling me is that you knew, don't give me the baloney about a driver's license, you
Well,
knew...
that was the deal.
You knew,
believe it or not,
that if you went to cash this lottery ticket, because Medicaid had paid for your surgery, they were going to take some of the money.
Yes, New York State Lottery office told me that when I called them.
Oh, good. And how much were they going to take?
The same amount that they took for Tommy, $1,250.
Then what are we doing here, madam?
I want my money back. I'm not going to pay his bill.
You explain to me.
If they're going to take my money, let them take it for my bill, not for somebody else's bill.
You don't even have to say anything. I assume you owe the state money for something. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, for what?
Actually, I was never sent the bill. I really am not exactly sure what they billed me for or if I owed the money. But in the past, I have been in rehabilitation at one point in time, as well as I've been on workman's comp at one point in time.
Whatever. You owed the state money just like she did.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Did you know that they were going to attach some of this money?
No, I did not.
I assume you didn't.
But I asked him to give them a call like I did.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me back, and he told me that he called them.
Mm-hmm.
And they told him he didn't owe anybody anything, there was no problem. So we went there.
Somebody made a mistake. Miss Jones, you were trying to get over on the system, madam.
No,
That's
I
what
wasn't
happened.
trying to get over on
Sure
the
you
system,
were.
Judge Judy, because when I called there, they told me, your Social Security number is in the computer. If you bring the ticket, we're going to have to take some of it. So your best bet is to find a family member or friend to help you. Don't bring the ticket yourself, or we're going to take the money. So that's what I did.
I wish you had the name of that person who told you that.
I wish I did, too. I would have gave it to you.
I think that you probably ought to sue them.
If I could, I would.
They gave you very bad advice, Miss Jones.
If I could, I would, to get my money back.
Let me tell you something. You're not going to get the money from him.
Well, why? He signed me a promissory note stating
I
that
don't care if he signed you the Declaration of Independence. You're not getting a penny. You tried to scam the system.
I
It
wasn't
backfired
trying to
on you.
scam anybody.
Courts do not help you when you try to scam the system.
I wasn't
Your case
trying to
is dismissed.
scam anybody.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 66 on the calendar in the matter of Townsend versus Johnson-Jones. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Townsend, you own a car.
Yes.
And your car was parked in front of your house.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't see what happened, but all you know is somebody hit your car.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And one of these two people were driving that car that hit your car.
Yes, ma'am.
When did this happen?
October 19th, about between 6 and 7.
Tell me where you were.
I was inside my house, and I heard this big crash. I got up, went to the door. By the time I made it to the door, two of my neighbors were at my door saying, someone has just hit your car. You need to come outside. So I went outside, looked at my car, and it was smashed in on the front and just stuff all over the place. So I looked at
You mean debris?
Debris,
Car
that's
debris.
right. That's right, debris. Was on the street and on my yard. But the second car wasn't anywhere around. So I went back in, called the police, went back out to look at my car again, and we seen debris going around the street.
So you followed the debris?
We followed debris around the street to another car, which was probably it was the next block. The next block, that car was there. It was all smashed in. It was not able to go any further.
Did you see anyone around that car?
I seen Miss Johnson and her baby. Her baby was in
This
the back
lady?
seat. Yes, ma'am. Her baby was in the back seat. She was standing on the outside. She was crying. She was all upset. She got her.
There was a baby in the car?
Yes,
in
ma'am.
Her car.
The baby was in the back seat. She got the baby, put it in a restraint.
Also in the seat? In the car?
In the car. Not in the restraint. In the car, on the back seat. She took the baby out of the back seat, put it in the restraint, and she, in the little baby car seat, she set it on the street. And I forgot, someone said, you need to get that baby out the street. So she got the baby out the street, and by that time the police come. When the police come, Mr. Dennis...
This gentleman here?
Yes, this man here and his mother come up.
Now, he wasn't there when you first got to the scene?
No, he was not there.
Okay.
Okay, he was not there. He and his mother come up. The police officer was talking to Miss Johnson first. She was all upset. She was crying. When Dennis come up, the police officer was asking them, why did he leave? And he was saying that her father was trying to kill him. He had wrapped the seatbelt around his neck, and they were fighting. He was trying to get away from him, which made him put his foot on the gas and run into my car.
Okay. And that's all you know about this?
And that's all I know.
Okay.
So, well, there's one more thing. Dennis said that he would pay for my car. They said they would pay for it. They were sorry about it, but they never have. She has insurance on the car, but the insurance refused to pay for it because she was not the driver. He was, and he doesn't have any license. So that's why we're here today. I feel like they need to pay for my car.
Who wants to talk first?
I will.
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I was standing in the front yard. My dad chased him down the street and grabbed
Chased who down the street?
him. He was driving.
Is he your boyfriend?
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Is he the father of this baby?
Yes, ma'am.
That was in the back seat of the car?
Yes. And the baby was in a restraint, but by the time she'd gotten there, I'd gotten the baby out of the car and was sitting in the back seat holding the baby. And then when the police were starting to arrive,
let's
I
start
took
from
the
the
baby.
beginning. Your father is chasing him.
Yes.
Chasing him from where?
From my house.
Where was the baby when your father was chasing him?
In the back seat of the car.
What was the baby doing in the car?
Because me and him and the baby were fixed to leave, but I went in the house, and when I come back out, my dad had started chasing him, and Dennis was leaving to try to get away from him.
Okay. You were planning to leave the house?
Yes.
Where was the car parked?
In the street in front of the house.
Who brought the baby outside?
We had just come to the house. We had been off, and we were going to go back off, but I was stopping at the house to get something, so I had just had
So
her
the
in
two of
car
you
with
had
me.
just driven to your father's house?
Yes.
From where?
I believe we were at the movies.
You went to the movies with a baby? How old's your baby?
She's 17 months.
So you don't remember where you were coming from?
No, ma'am. A lot of stuff happened that night.
No. Now, you were just stopping off at your father's to get something?
Yes.
The baby is in the back seat of the car?
In a car seat.
I hear you. The baby is in the back seat of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Who got out of the car first?
I did.
From what side of the car?
The passenger side.
So Mr. Jones was driving the car?
Yes, ma'am.
I never got...
I didn't speak to you yet. And the car is registered in your name?
Yes, ma'am.
You live with Mr. Jones?
No, ma'am.
Where do you live?
At my parents' house.
And where does he live?
At his mom's house.
Does Mr. Jones have a valid driver's license?
No, ma'am.
No. So why were you letting him drive your car?
He bought it.
Why doesn't he have a driver's license? If he has enough money to buy a car, why doesn't he have enough sense to get a driver's license so that he can drive it?
I don't know. I don't...
Has he been arrested?
No, ma'am.
Has a DUI?
No, ma'am.
He owes child support?
No, ma'am.
Then why don't you have a driver's license?
I don't know, ma'am.
What do you mean you don't know? Did you ever have a driver's license?
No, ma'am.
What do you do for a living?
Heating and cooling.
Heating and cooling.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that where you made your money from to buy this car?
Yes, ma'am.
You work for somebody else?
Yes, ma'am.
When was the last time you filed tax returns? Look at me. When was the last year you filed tax returns?
Probably 99, 2000.
Don't you think you live in a country that has rules and regulations? Now, how would I know to ask you that question? Because somebody that's stupid enough not to have a driver's license and drive a car is also dumb enough to work and not pay taxes. And I say that to you, sir, because of the defense that you registered in your answer, which I find fascinating. I'm going to get to the thrust of this story a little quicker. You went inside, your father started to have an argument with the two of you, or just with him?
Him.
About what?
A statement that Dennis had made that he said was false.
You mean that since your father was doing something wrong?
Yeah.
All right. So they had an argument?
Yes.
And then Dennis did what? Did he run out of the house?
He wasn't in the house, he was outside.
Still in the driver's seat of the car?
Yeah.
So your father ran out and grabbed him?
I wasn't outside at the time. That
Oh, now Dennis is going to tell me. So what happened, Dennis?
She went in the house, he come out, and he started fussing on me and stuff. So I crunked the car up, put it in gear. About the time I put it in gear, he was right here at my window, finna hit me. But I give it a little gas, and he grabbed my seat belt. And I looked down, when I, was going down the road, he was running right beside me. When I looked down to grab the seatbelt off my neck, because he was pulling it tight on me. And when I looked down, boom, I hit her car, which her car was like 3 foot away from the curb and unlegally parked.
That's his defense, Bird. His defense is he's not responsible because her car was parked the wrong way on the street.
Oh,
That's
that's
his
good.
defense.
That's good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How can you dare to say that this accident occurred because her car, which was stationary, that, you know what that means? That means standing still, not moving.
And later today,
He said that he had gotten himself arrested for a mistaken identity, is what he told me.
He got himself arrested for a mistaken identity?
Mhm.
I didn't know the last time I looked in the penal law that that was a crime.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janice Townsend claims Leanne Johnson and her boyfriend, Dennis Jones, hit her parked car and fled the scene. Dennis says Leanne's angry father was chasing him when he lost control of his vehicle.
How can you dare to say that this accident occurred because her car, which was stationary, that, you know what that means? That means standing still, not moving. And you, who don't have a driver's license, who's not allowed to be behind the wheel, is not responsible. You want to explain that to me? If you weren't doing the wrong thing and driving a car, this wouldn't have happened.
That's true.
That's true. Oh, do you have a picture of the damage to the car, please? This is not a new car, right?
That's right.
But you're entitled to have your car in the same condition as it was before
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wonderful over here hit it.
Yes, ma'am.
So even though it's expensive to to put your car back into condition? You're entitled to it. How long have you been working at this heating and cooling company?
For about a year.
You paid in check or cash?
Cash.
Cash. Well, you better start saving your cash. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,692.05. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was thoroughly shocked.
Yeah, I feel bad that it happened.
My car was sitting in front of the house.
I'm sorry can't get along with her now.
Minding its own business. When they were fighting, they hit my car.
Don't be driving.
Justice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Gomez versus Todd. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Bonnie Gomez is suing her daughter's ex-boyfriend, 21-year-old appliance salesman A.D. Todd, for an unpaid loan for bail. A.D. says he never asked Bonnie for help.
Mrs. Gomez, the defendant was dating your daughter. She
That's
was
correct.
17 at the time, and according to your complaint, he got himself arrested, called you, begged you to bail him out of jail. You did. It was a loan, and he hasn't paid you back.
That's correct.
When did he call you and tell you that he had been arrested?
He called me on June 20th, about 10 p.m.
And what did he say to you?
He said that he had gotten himself arrested for a mistaken identity, is what he told me.
He got himself arrested for a mistaken identity?
Mhm.
I didn't know the last time I looked in the penal law that that was a crime.
Yeah, I didn't either. So he asked if I could bail him out, and his words were, "Miss Bonnie, please, I can't stand it here. Please bail me out."
Your Honor, she's lying.
Did I ask you anything yet?
No, ma'am.
So I asked him how the bond system worked, because I'm not familiar with how jail and stuff works, and he says, well, if you put up the bond, you get the money back. So I spoke to somebody at the bond company, and they said the way it works is that they put up a big bond for him, I pay some, but I don't get it back. They get their money back if he shows up to court. And so I hesitated, and they said, well, we have 2 other bonds out on him, so he's a good risk, he will go to court. And I said, well, let me think about it. And he
Did you know at the time that he had been arrested at least twice before?
No, I did not.
What was he arrested for this time?
Well, what he told me originally was that it was mistaken identity, and after I bailed him out, he told me that his girlfriend, the mother of his baby, had said that he had beat her up. Come to find out later on, when I went to get a copy of what he was arrested for, he was arrested for possession with intent to distribute and criminal impersonation.
Drugs?
Drugs, yeah. And I supposedly, from what I understand, impersonating a police officer.
Okay. So you posted his bond?
Yes.
$1,500?
Right.
Did you ever get it back?
No.
Did you ask him for it back?
When I bailed him out of jail that night, I said to him on the telephone before I went to the jail, I said, you know, I need this money back. I'm a single mom raising 5 kids. You know, my health hasn't been very good for a few years. I haven't been able to work. What I have is in my savings, and that's what I'm supporting my kids with. And he says, Miss Bonnie, I have the money. I just have to go get it. As soon as I get you, you know, you come and get me out of jail, we'll go get the money. I said, okay, fine. And I said, would you sign an IOU? And he said, yes, I will. He says, I'll sign whatever. You want to put interest on there, whatever, I'll sign it. So went ahead, went over to the jail, signed him out of jail, wrote a check out for what it cost to get him out, the $1,500. It was about probably 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. And he says, you know, Miss Bonnie, it's a little late, you know, to go over to my friend's house, so let's just wait till the daytime. And I said, that's fine, you know, because I was pretty tired as well. And come the next morning, you know, a few hours later, I made him sign an IOU, which I can't find now, it disappeared. And he left and haven't seen him since.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Bonnie Gomez says her daughter's ex-boyfriend, A.D. Todd, owes for an unpaid loan for bail. A.D. says he never asked Bonnie for help.
Where were you arrested, sir?
At the apartment that I stayed at.
What were you arrested for?
Possession.
Possession of what?
Marijuana.
That was at least the 3rd arrest that we know about, because you'd been bonded twice before. What were
Right.
your prior arrests?
Harassment and driving without a license.
You don't get arrested for driving without a license, sir.
Well, in
bonded.
Colorado, if you ain't got your license and insurance, you do go to jail.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but anyways, Your Honor, when I went to jail, I called Mrs. Gomez's daughter. I asked her, would she go and tell my mom to get me out of jail? She said, all right. That's the last time I ever called her house. 2.5, 3 hours later, there was somebody bailing me out. They told me to pack my stuff. You know, I gas out. You know, Erica was sitting there, and I didn't know who Miss Gomez was at the time because I never met her. So I signed the bail bondsman papers. Miss Gomez leaves out with us. And we gets to her house, you know, because I stayed like 2, 3 blocks away. You know, and I'm talking to her. You know, next thing you know, I goes home that night and I comes back the next day and she tells me, well, Mr. Tires, you know that you're gonna owe me $1,500 for getting me out. I'm like, you know, shocked. I didn't think I owed her anything. I mean, I didn't ask her to bail me out of jail. She did on her own. I mean, if her daughter did, then that's on them. That's not on me. But I was dating her daughter at the time, you know, and I guess I picked up responsibility and said, okay. You know, so like 2, maybe 3 days later, I had like a really bad necklace, you know.
Like a really bad necklace? What was wrong with it?
No, I mean, I had like,
I
had a nice, really expensive necklace. It was Pegasus. It was about yay big. And
Probably cost $2 at a flea market.
yeah, it had like 2.5 carats worth of Marquise and Big Ed diamonds in it. I mean, it wasn't like Cuban zirconia. It was retail price of like $15,000, and I gives it to the plaintiff's daughter, and I haven't seen it since then. You know, I never called the house again, and Ms. Gomez never said that I owe her any money. She never brought the subject up to me. You know, everything was all right from what I knew. I say about a month and a half later, me and her daughter still talking. You know, I comes back from the store. It was me and my little brother and my baby's mom. And we gets out of the car, and this white car pulls up. Miss Gomez is in the passenger seat. Then a bunch of little Mexicans get out the car and try to beat me up. You know, taking off their shirts, saying, "What's up, Holmes? You know, is this him? Is this him?" I hear a lady in the background saying, yeah, that's him. You know, so they run up to me, and I'm taking off my jewelry so I can, honestly.
You wouldn't mind showing me that jewelry, would you, sir?
No.
Could I see it up here, please, Bird? Would you get that for me?
You want to see what's on my neck, too?
No, that's what you're going to give Bird is sufficient. Keep talking, Mr. Todd.
Okay.
I'm fascinated.
Okay. But anyways.
No, really, really.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Please don't laugh. I'm fascinated.
Okay, but after the little essays run up on me and try to beat me up, you know, my little brother goes in the house and gets my mom. You know, she gets out of the car. My mom says, you know, what's going on? My mom didn't even know who these people were. Miss Chinches get out of the car, and she's like, well, your son owes me $1,500. I'm just looking like, I don't owe you a thing, you know. Never once did I get told that I owe you any money. You know, so after that, you know, I never seen Mrs. Gomez again. You know, after I gave her the necklace, it was like, I guess everything was okay.
So what you're saying is you gave her daughter the necklace to pay off this debt? Is
Yeah,
that what
she
you're
could have
telling
took it to any pawn shop.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Todd, usually when you go to court, you get all dressed up?
Yes, ma'am.
Put on your finest, right?
No. It's not my finest.
You have better.
Yes.
Really? Have better clothes?
Yes.
Have better jewelry?
Yes.
Where's your better jewelry?
This is like from way back, before I even moved to Colorado.
I'm talking about this jewelry.
All this stuff is old. I had this stuff for a long time.
Because one would think if you were wearing all this flashy junk that that this would be your best stuff.
No.
Right? No, the best stuff you gave away to her daughter. The one with
It was one of the best.
The $15,000
Yes, ma'am.
piece.
It was one of the best.
Wasn't any junk like this. Wasn't any
No,
glass like this, you
No,
know,
ma'am.
in whatever kind of metal this is.
All right.
Right?
Right.
It was a really good one. Gold
ma'am.
and diamonds and
Yes, ma'am.
and well-cut stones that was worth $15,000. Where did you get $15,000 from?
Family.
From your family?
Yes. My dad had bought the necklace for me at the time.
Really? He must love you very much. Must be very proud of you.
Yeah.
You owe her $1,500. Listen, you get yourself arrested. She's nice enough to come at 2 o'clock in the morning, leave her 5 children to come and pick you up, and you're doing a dance? Do me a favor, return this garbage to him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. Thank
you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 12 on the calendar in the matter of McDonald Klein versus Bortz. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. You folks have seats, please.
Well, I want to tell you, trying to figure out this case made me a little dizzy. So I'm going to test out the facts on Officer Bird, see if he can get them from what I understand the facts are from your papers. You're Terry.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's Jillian?
Yeah.
According to what I understand, Jillian made the stupid mistake of bringing $6,000 in cash to school one day. Is that right, Jillian?
Yes.
You were going to buy a car?
Yeah.
Terry offered to give you a ride.
Yeah, he told me he would take me to get it.
To school?
No.
And for the car?
To get the car.
and you go into school, and you decide to leave the $6,000 in Terry's car.
Yeah.
You come out and find that from the $6,000, there's $4,800. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Terry says, I don't know where the money is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You go home, you tell your brother, and you probably tell your father and what happened. And you and your brother decide to go over to Terry's house to confront him about the money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You claim that when they came over to your house to confront Terry about taking her money, that they caused, he, the brother, Christopher, took a bat and bashed in
I didn't even bring a bat. Oh, I'm sorry.
And bashed in your car.
It was my mother's car. I was the adult at the house at the time.
Bashed in the family car. They say that when they got there, Terry and somebody else came out and started to bang on their car. They want damages that it is alleged that you did to their car and their house. Do we understand that now?
I got everything you said.
Oh, God. That took me a while to figure out.
I'm glad I got the Reader's Digest version.
Now I'm going to start with you. Why would you bring $6,000 in cash to school?
Okay, because my mom was going out of town and she was going to buy me a car because I have a son and like my car didn't have air conditioner, and I was just excited to get it.
Just give me the Reader's Digest version, as Bird says.
Okay, so I went to the bank and just brought the money to school because he said he'd take me, so I left it in there so that, because like people
In
go
where?
through into Terry's car.
Where in the car?
Under his seat. Because I drive his car to get lunch every day, so I was taking his car, and so I just put it under the seat in there because at school people go through your stuff, and I didn't want it taken at school, so.
All right, now, Terry, did she show you how much money was in the envelope?
I didn't find out that she placed the money in my car until we were already, after we had ate lunch, and she had still had the keys.
Ma'am, during third period, that's when I got to school because I don't have first two periods. When I got to school, I asked Terry, I'm like, Terry, I have $6,000 with me, I don't want to carry around. Can I please put it in your car?
Talk slower, please.
Sorry. So I asked him if I could put the money in his car. He gave me the keys. During third period, I went and put it in his car, and then I had the keys again until lunch. So he knew I put it in there way before lunch.
During third period, she was telling everybody, yeah, I'm going to go get my car today, I'm so happy. And she said, I'm looking for Dwayne, which is one of my friends and like her boyfriend. So I'm looking for Dwayne. I said, why are you looking for Dwayne? So I need to hide my money in his car. I said, you can hide your money in my car if you want to. She said, no, that's okay.
No.
And about her saying I was going to take her to go get her car after school, I said that for a brief moment, and at the same time I said, oh wait, I have weight training after school, I can't do it. She was with Dwayne after school when she came to the weight room to ask us if she could look at my car, because Dwayne was taking her.
Ma'am, they weren't having weight training for a couple weeks, and then that was the first day they started having weight training again. He didn't even know till after his weight training class, which was like right before lunch. So he didn't even know till after lunch that he couldn't take me.
How many people did you take out for lunch?
There was 2 people in there. I was in the car the whole time. It was under my seat.
But there were 2 other people in the car. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. So now you find that the money is missing. You go back home.
No.
Tell me what you did after you found the money missing.
He said he had weight training, so I went back to the school because he had weight training still, and I wanted to look in his car. And so, because Dwayne took me since he said he couldn't, and me and Dwayne went in there, and I asked him if I could go through his car, and he went through it before I did, you know. He's like, oh, no, it's not in here, and just locked his car.
So what did you do the next day?
We went to his house to ask him about the money, and he has my brother's amplifier. It's for a stereo.
Okay. Now you can tell me what happened when they came to your house the next day.
Okay, Your Honor. About 12:30 Saturday, there was like a loud bang on the door, and we all were like, what is that? And my brother's friend opened the door and said, it's Dylan and her brother, you know, they're mad. And they're screaming, all the neighbors are coming outside because we're standing at the door. I'm telling them, you need to go. Then I saw that he had a bat. And I said, you need to get out of here right now because you have a weapon, you know. And that's when they got mad. They left. They were calling us, and we're coming back with a gun. No. I mean, my witness, I have a neighbor here that lives right next door to us. She saw the whole thing. She was on the phone with the police. Then we started hearing a bam, bam, bam.
Now I'm shooting.
If you say another word,
I'm sorry.
You better worry about the other arm. You understand?
Hold on.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How was I going to hurt you if I call you a name? And I didn't call you the name.
No, I never said.
Hey! Stupid! Shut up!
I'm just trying to
That's
hear
the
him lie.
third time I told you.
Whatever. Whatever.
Like whatever.
Your Honor, he never directly called me and just...
You don't have to explain
Okay.
anything to me.
Okay.
You know, he's got mush in his brains.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy, Annalisa McDonald, and her brother Terry McDonald claim Jillian Bortz and her brother Christopher Bortz vandalized their car with a baseball bat. Jillian says Terry stole $1,200 from her.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when I came outside, I saw the neighbors, a couple of neighbors outside, and they were all on their phones calling the police. And I saw my brothers at the end of the apartments chasing after them, and they, you know, they were in their cars.
I
They were
missed
gone.
this.
They were like
That I missed.
already, they were speeding off. And so, and then I looked around the corner, I saw the car, and I was like, oh my God, you know, I have the pictures here, and it's obvious it was beating with a bat. I mean,
I'll take a look at the pictures. Now, what better grasp can you lend to this, Terry?
All right, my friend, I asked him to go get the door because he heard the beating at the door. He said, Terry, you need to come out there. I went out there, and Jillian was standing there with her brother. And the first thing he's, give us the money and give us the amp now. I'm like, so at that point I'm mad because first she's accusing me of stealing money. It's the second time I've heard it. First time it was just her mom talking to my sister. And we're mad. I'm like, get out of here. We ain't got your money, this and that. And he said, yes, you do. Give us the money. And so he steps in my sister's face. So I get him out of my sister's face. I step in front of him.
How did you do that?
He was all in her face. My sister saw he had a bat. You guys need to get out of here. So I'm like, so he started getting in her face. That's when I stepped in front of her. And that's when he had a bat the whole time. I wasn't worried about it. I had my friends here. You guys need to
How
get
did his hand get broken?
Yeah, explain that one.
Yeah, I will. So we were mad.
Just
but
a sec.
All right.
Shut up.
Oh, I knew you were going to tell me that. All right.
Go ahead.
So everybody was cussing and exchanging words and snap.
How did his hand get broken?
He says it happened. Well, we'll get to it.
You're the one with the grasp,
Right,
Terry.
right. It's all a story I was trying to lead to it. And so he left down the stairs. He was going downstairs with his sister. We closed the door and went back inside. And they're like, Terry, put your shoes on. And then, whoosh, whoosh, we hear windows getting busted. So we all run out the house. He's running with his bat, running away to his truck. She's running to her car. And me, my best friend James, and my brother Randall are running after him. Randall, the only one that even got close to him, and it was after he was already in the truck speeding away. My brother had a broomstick, a plastic one, and he just swung at hit the back of the truck, hit the cab part, and then that was it. He sped away. We were all mad. We didn't find out.
No idea.
We didn't find out. He said his hand was broken until the cop told us. If I was going to beat him up or something, he would have been real beat up.
Now, I want to know how this happened to the car.
It's my turn. Okay, we went up there. We asked for the amp and the money. They all come to the door. She's calling us white trash, all kinds of names. They come with a pool stick. They all
Who's they?
Him. He's the one that hit me. He hit me with the pool stick. He swung for me. I ducked, hit me in the hand, broke my hand. I mean, you can see it, right? So at that time, we're running away. I see something on the ground, like a piece of wood or something, because they live upstairs. It was downstairs. And I'm just trying to defend myself. I mean, I'm so angry right now, and then I just start swinging at their car. This happened after, the car happened after the fact that they broke my hand.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
It must have been painful for you,
It was painful. I should be suing them.
Just a minute. You didn't let me finish.
Sorry.
That must have been really painful to pick up
terrible.
a bat or a piece of wood after your hand is broken and swing the bat at least 10, 12 times in order to cause this kind of damage to the car. That must have been real painful.
It was only 4 times.
But
when
there were 4
adrenaline's
times
going?
that it was painful. Is that right?
It wasn't too bad.
Wasn't?
Not that bad.
Because your adrenaline's pumping and you don't pay attention to what's going on.
Really? Where did you get your medical license? I'd like to hear the witness. Who's the witness? Could you step up, please? Could you tell me your name?
Tiara Young.
Miss Young, you're a neighbor?
Yes.
So tell me about it.
At first, I just thought they were just an argument. I didn't get involved with the police until he called them. several times. Then I heard Annalisa say, I know you don't have a bat. What are you going to do with the bat? So I didn't get involved until I heard bat. And then there was mention of, I have something else for you, kind of as if he had a gun. So I called the police. It seemed like he was instigating the most. So I went downstairs to try to see the license plate number or what type of vehicle, because I knew their physical description. I was watching through the blinds the whole time. That's when I walked up, the first time, it didn't really sound like it was something hitting the car, kind of like the dumpsters right by our building, so it seemed like maybe somebody was just throwing trash in the bin. When I turned, that's when I saw him with the bat at the car. I did not try to stay to see him beat the car in anymore. He had already called them. I was just trying to get out.
How was I going to hurt you if I call you a name? And I didn't even call you the name.
No, I never said
Hey!
you called me the name.
Stupid! Shut up! That's the third time I told you. Right?
I'm just trying to.
That's the third time I told you.
Whatever.
Not whatever. Is that your father?
Yeah.
Believe me, he's not pleased with you right now.
Not too.
Your Honor, he never directly called me.
You don't have to explain anything to me.
Okay.
You know, he's got mush in his brains.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy, Annalisa McDonald, and her brother Terry claim their car was vandalized by Jillian Bortz and her brother Christopher.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Young. You have a counterclaim for damage to your car, your home, and the return of the money that was stolen. Let's get to the damages to your car and your home. Who wants to report on that?
I can.
Go ahead.
Okay. I had to file a police report with the school about the money, and they gave both of us a copy of it with both of our addresses on it. The same day that they gave him a copy of it, my house, it was just my dad was there. They threw a brick through our kitchen window.
Who did?
It was them. His friend James, his best friend James that he just told you about, his truck was identified there by 2 different people.
James?
Yeah, James.
Just a second.
Okay.
James? That's not him.
Yeah, but they identified them.
Who's they?
2 neighbors.
Are they here?
No, they're not.
What's next?
My dad knows more about what happened that night. Then my
Was
dad
your father
just
at
called me.
home?
Yeah, he was at home. It was 1 in the morning.
Mr. Bortz, is that your last name?
Yes.
Can you tell me what you saw?
I was asleep. I was awakened a loud banging noise. And a few minutes later, a neighbor had drove up in her house. You can see through the kitchen window. And I just glanced that way, and I see the kitchen windows broken out.
But you didn't see who vandalized your house.
No, I did not.
Did you see who vandalized your car?
No.
Did that happen on the same night?
This was the same, yes.
What happened to your car?
Same thing. Large bricks or rocks thrown at it.
Was there any witness to that?
Yes.
Is that witness here?
No.
Have there been any arrests in that case?
I have no idea.
But you plan on pursuing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Judge, about that same night, me and my brother were in our bed asleep at 2 in the morning. The cops came, asked us about it. Yeah, there's been, told us that there was a kitchen window broken in.
I wouldn't say anything if I were you right now.
Oh, but they cleared it. I mean,
I wouldn't say anything if I were you right now. That case may not be over. Jillian, so let's talk a little bit about your money. I don't know who took your money. I know that you don't put money in a car, in a school parking lot. Use the car, take people around for lunch, talk about the fact that you're going to buy a car, and then ask a court to make a determination that without any proof whatsoever, any direct proof, that somebody is responsible for that money being missing. The person who's responsible, the only person I know who's responsible for that money being missing is the person who was foolish enough to take it to school and to put it under the front seat of a car in the school parking lot. That's you. So I can't reward that with a judgment against Terry on your counterclaim because there isn't sufficient proof. The only thing I do know is that you and your brother is clearly a hothead, went to their house. And I may not necessarily fully believe these 2 people because they have a little bit of an axe to grind with this whole thing because they had the interaction with you. But I believe Miss Young. I believe her when she says there was nobody who was hitting you with bats and pool cues. I'm speaking. Before your brother smashed out the car, which he acknowledges that he did. If you hadn't put yourself in that position in the first place by going over there with your brother, we wouldn't be in this mess. Can I see an estimate for the damage to the car,
I have
please?
the estimate and the breakdown of the cost under it.
Now, I assume that on your side, the person who assaulted you, if you claim that you were assaulted and you broke your hand, you were assaulted with a deadly instrument, I assume that you filed a police report and insisted on an arrest. Is that right?
I did not.
Why not?
Because I was leaving the next day to go back home.
Tell her how
What difference does it make if you're assaulted?
I tried to go in, I live in Hawaii. I tried to go down there to the police station. They said just take care of it here.
You have
They
to
said
take care of it
They
here.
said they can't do anything down there because it's in Hawaii. It's a different, it's separated from Vegas.
You go to the police and you
I
say,
did
I
go
was
to,
assaulted.
that's what I just told you. I went to the police station.
I was assaulted. I want to pursue the matter. You have a father. How old are you?
19.
You have a father. You say, I'm filing a complaint. I want the person who assaulted me to be punished. I want them arrested. They assaulted me.
Well, I didn't do that.
Well, that's what I would do. If somebody assaulted me and broke my hand. In any event, I'm dismissing your counterclaim. You did absolutely the wrong thing by going over there. Mr. Bortz, I don't know who it was that caused the vandalism to your house. I assume that you have an open complaint and that the police will follow up on that complaint. This is not an old complaint. So I assume that if they find after interviewing witnesses that this young man had anything to do with vandalizing your house, you will pursue that complaint, as well as pursuing the complaint with regard to your son's assault.
Body.